Hello, everybody. If it's Wednesday, it's Warhammer, and that must mean it's time for another episode of Warhammer Weekly. Joining me, as always, he's back again. It's Tom. What's up, buddy?
Hello, friends.
Tom, you ready to talk about some big bone daddies tonight?
I'm always ready to talk about big bone daddies.
Absolutely. That's what both of us are here for all the time. This channel is very much changing. Were you just checking to see where your wife was and what she was going to say about that comment? Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look. She's sitting in the bed across the hall, and she's like,
absolutely. Yeah. We got a pivot coming. No, we're going to talk about Ossiarch Bonereapers tonight. Obviously, review the new Battletome. This is the pace I want to see. By the way, let's just keep this rolling. I didn't see an announcement for a new Battletome next week. Maybe I assume we'll take one week off and then go right back to it.
You said 8 this year, right? That was your estimate. And we're at 4. Right?
I'm feeling good.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I would be too.
Well, we know we got the silver coming, obviously. So
that's what I'm saying. When I say 4, we have 4 that are concretely.
Sure. I mean, we already had Nurgle, so that kind of that counts.
Oh, so you would count Nurgle then? Nurgle, Tzeentch, Lumineth, Bone
OBR.
Daddy. So we're at 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oof. That's I could not have foreseen this pace.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's breakneck. Let's go. Let's go. Hustle. This is hustle culture. We're 996 now, Tom. Okay. We're living that hustle culture life. All right. So yes, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But of course, first up the news. We got stuff.
How about that rumor engine?
How about that 40K horrible metallic painted rumor engine?
Every time.
Yes.
Every
time. This is a 40K Lego set. What am I looking at here? What is this? Other than I'm looking at bad metallic paint on a 3D print. These are all things I'm sure of. I'm not sure what the thing is, and I don't really care. But there you go.
I don't disagree with you.
Right.
It is very Lego-ish. And
yeah.
Woo, those highlights.
It's rough. It's rough out there, kid. I always feel bad. I've said it before. I'll say it again real quick. I feel really bad for the painters who are forced to paint with GW metallic paints. And then somebody comes in and takes a picture of their work at an ultra zoomed in way. And I'm like, man, you did whoever painted this dirty. Just let me say that. Because it probably looks fine in real life, right? If you held it in your hand.
I look at that and I'm like, look at that texture.
Yeah, exactly. Boy, that's rough. That's rough. Daryl says, Cog Fort. It's for cities. Okay. Hey, great. We got some people saying it's the AOS Cog Fort. You know what? I hope you're right.
But it can't be a full fort, right?
I don't know.
Look, it's going to be a cog tower.
We'll see. You never know. They could go insane. They've gone insane with terrain before. Look at this book we're about to cover. It has the most insane thing in the world. You can't even set it up on half the tables.
Yeah. But even then, that would be a glorified tower even if it had that footprint. It would be a big tower.
It'd be a very big tower if it had that footprint. That thing is huge.
Yeah. It would be the old
for the Cog Fort. Look, folks, I hope you're right, but history has told me it's probably just 40K. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope you're all right.
The old Witch Fate tour, right? That's the footprint we're talking about here. Yeah, maybe
Yes,
I'm happy to be wrong.
It's the smaller one. It's a coglet. There you go. Thank you, Artie. Absolutely, it's a coglet. Quick, defend the coglet. All right.
Classic.
So, anyways, yes, there you go. Your wife just shut the door. That's funny.
I know. She was like, "Nope, too loud."
Yeah. So then the next news item is something just for me. This has nothing to do with our normal show. This is just
Hellsmith's contest.
No.
Go ahead,
no,
Vince.
It's not that. It's something just for me, which is this new knight. Did you see they published a medium-sized knight, or they're doing a medium-sized knight? Okay. This is a 40K thing, which I know we don't normally talk about. But one, I love my knights, as we'll see in Hobby Time. Two, I think this medium-sized one looks really cool. I think he's really neat design. But 3, the reason I wanted to talk about him is I assume they're trying to solve the problem of only having like super heavies and then tiny little babies and nothing in between. And I'm petitioning for them to do the same thing for AOS. We have like the little Gargants and the mega Gargants. I want a medium Gargant. That's all I'm saying. Like give us the 250 point giant or something like that. That's, that's all I'm asking for here. Okay. So I think we should carry this design philosophy into Age of Sigmar. That's what I think.
Okay.
So there you go.
You want one that's just right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Yes. I want my middle bowl of porridge. Correct. So there you go.
Okay.
We'll see. So that's why it's a cool design. I'm excited to eventually paint one.
Sure.
And then we had this weekend, we got Grand Cathay, Tom, or as we know it now, Cities of Sigmar Reinforcements Part 2. Now you can make all the troops. As we gave you the final pieces you need to really do all of the different Cities of Sigmar troops with this thing. So there you go.
Yep.
So I look forward to, like, what a great week. It is still a release, Tom. It's Cities Part 1. This is Part 1 of assumingly 2 this year, because we're supposed to get the big Cities release with said cog for it. So this is just Part 1. This is great.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. It'll be fine.
I mean, I think obviously these figs are really amazing and great. They're not something I want to paint. They're like way overcomplicated, but they are beautiful.
They are super complicated.
Yes. Couple super chats. Derek Hildebrandt with the super chat. Thank you, Derek. He says, when judging a painting comp, how do you feel about a piece with a display base, carved, bigger plinth, etc., next to a standard circular gaming base? I couldn't care less, is my answer. As long as whatever the thing is tells a good story and is coherently all done to the same level. Now, I will say in general, I'm sure there's judges out there who are judging, like, who probably prefer a display-oriented base that's more where you have a tiny, where you have potentially more space to tell a story. So I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't matter to any judges, but you asked me how I feel about it. I couldn't care less. Like, if you're a figure on a gaming base sitting on a plinth, don't just like set it on the base on the ground. The reason you get a plinth is so the judge can move your thing around. Okay? Like, has somewhere to pick it up without touching your model. So don't just put a model on a base into a competition. Put it on a plinth of some kind. But I don't care if it's like just on its gaming base and then stuck to the plinth. That's fine. Great. Good. Did you do a good job? Is the base coherent? Did you treat all parts of the model the same? Then that's fine. Like, at worst case, even for a judge that would care, it'd be a rounding error. If the piece is undeniable, it's undeniable. It doesn't matter what kind of base it's on. Artie Char said, by the way, in response to my middle Gargant, it would be the Goldie Garg. Yes. There you go. That's what I want.
The Goldie Garg.
Goldie Garg. Colby with a super chat saying, great to catch you all live. I recently feel like I hit a huge stride in my painting and have improved a lot. Just wanted to say thanks for all the guides and answering all the questions during the live. Hey, that's what we're here for. I'm happy to help. Keep those super chats rolling. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Click things, make things, be cool. All right. I think it's basically all the news. I don't care about the Hellsmiths thing. That's not real. So there you go. That's my answer to that.
Okay. Sounds great.
I'm not doing their promotions for them. Their marketing promotions for them. That's it. You got to be real news. Okay. Models releasing, books releasing, figs releasing, stuff like that. That's news. A contest.
Sure.
Okay. Anyways, yes. So Cities Part 2, Cathay, all that. All right. Let's go to some pick of the week, Tom. We got to get rolling because, we got some stuff. So
we do.
What do you want to share with everybody before we officially get into Bone Daddies?
I'm always a big fan of Rob's analysis. And he did a show this week on his stat show talking about the ascendancy of Nurgle. So big fan of that. And so that's one of my picks. I actually have a second pick as well. This week, for those that don't know it, registration goes live for Holy Wars 10.
Yes, very nice. Good pick.
On February 28th, so in 3 days. It'll go live 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. What's interesting about this is, for those that you don't realize this, Holy Wars used to be a February event. And with this time around, it was pushed to June. And if you're looking for an event in June, it is the perfect style event. Because normally what happens is you get to the, like, you're approaching the new General's Handbook in July. And like, you're not wanting, like, you want to play AOS, but you don't really want to, because everything, like, the book's going away and everything's changing and scenarios are changing and all that stuff. And the reality is that Holy Wars is the perfect event because you get to play AOS, but a lot of those ancillary rules aren't needed, right? So you don't need to worry about a lot of the GHB stuff. And it's a doubles event. So I want to highly encourage folks to check it out if you've never been. So
very nice.
It'll be 44 teams, so 88 players.
It's going to be a big one. I'm excited. The Hellsmiths will be on the march. It's going to be a great time. I assume Tom will probably be playing
originally. I would say originally, the Hedonites were coming out to play, but Arcanites are like, nah, dog.
Yeah, then you saw Tzeentch and you were like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Martin Orlando with a little super chat saying, I'll do Cathay as Living City for summer 2027. Beautiful. Love to see it. That's very good. There was a question here I want to answer before I do my pick, which I think it is relevant. Hey, Vince and everyone in the chat, do y'all think Battletomes are worth it? I love lore stuff, but I'm debating if I should buy the OBR Battletome or use that money for another model. My answer is, generally, it's a good thing to have your Battletome for your army, just because it does make it easier. You get the little code, you can have it unlocked in the app and all of that. It's just easier than like taking a PDF you got online somewhere or accessing the thing.
Right.
But it's certainly not necessary. Okay. Like, are they worth it? It's nice to own the tome for your army. I would own the tome for my army. I wouldn't buy tomes for other armies anymore because I honestly don't think they're worth it in that regard. But for an army you're actively playing, yes, I do think it's worth it just because, then you can have everything unlocked in the app and all that crap.
This is literally the story of my life right now. Like, I used to buy every Battletome that released, and now I only buy my armies.
Right. So that's my answer. I wish they had a better system, but here we are. My pick of the week is going to be, I apologize, it's a little self-serving, but I do want to direct everybody over to Snarlcast this week, Uncle Adam and I's podcast, because it was about how wargaming has evolved over the last 40 years. It was a really fun episode to record. I dove in, did some fun research, put together a nice kind of outline, and we literally talk about like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s of like what happened and how we got to this point right now. And it was a lot of fun to like dig into the history of games and stuff like that. Like, we call out several really fun games from all sorts of different war games and things that I felt were like seminal and indie titles that I felt were really impactful and stuff like that. So it's just, I think every episode we make is at least good, but this was just a really fun one. And I think if you're curious as to like, why does wargaming look like it looks like right now, I think we do a pretty good job of actually covering that history in a relatively short amount of time. It's only an hour long, so check it out. All right. So that is linked down in the description. Let's talk about some hobby time, shall we? Tom, what have you been working on? You been working on that Tzeentch?
I've put an order in.
Okay.
A little bit, not meaningfully is the short answer. So I have some other more immediate pressing projects that I need to be working on.
I see.
So
still caught up in all that, huh?
No, but yes. It's not the book now. It's like the teaching video curriculum that I've been commissioned to do. And so now I work 4 jobs because a lot of my jobs I like, and the consequence of this is that, some of this.
You're also getting, you're doing your final development on our book. We're about to close that out this week, so you better get working. I hear incoming, by the way, so I know I can tell when this is about to happen. I doubt. I don't know if others can hear it, but I can hear it.
You hear the thump, 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 thump.
I hear the drum beats. Yes.
Yes.
Come here, girls.
The puppy drum beats. That is not a puppy anymore.
No, she's quite big now.
45-pound tank.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the feet.
That is.
Look how big her feet are.
Hi, baby.
That's a full dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a dog.
No teeth.
Just a dog.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's still like just slightly less than 6 months old. Okay.
Yes. Is she chewing on everything now?
Not really. No. She's pretty good. She's very well behaved. She's a good show dog.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she chews it on like your fingers sometimes or something like that, but for the most part, she's.
I believe that. Yep.
She's mostly done teething, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The biting comes down a lot after the teething stops.
The big chompers are still coming in the back.
Yeah.
So they're still like, you can tell, like when I touch those, she's like, oh, I like that. Can you do that? And I'm gonna chew on you too, because that helps.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there you go. Everybody hit like for the puppy. There you go. There's your pup date for the week. Yes, good girl.
She's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her little face.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
People can't see her little face.
Not really. She's looking over here. Oh, there you go. Look at the camera. Look over there. There you go. Okay. All right. You ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Here. You're coming to me? Oh, we coming up? Okay, we're going up. Oh, God. There's a dog.
All right, there you go. Relatively light chaos that time.
Yep.
All right. So at least she doesn't chew on your hot water system. When I first moved in with my now wife and my Dalmatian came with me, she ate the hot water tank outside. Okay. There you go.
Woof.
Rough. So there you go. Yes, all dogs are puppies. That is absolutely true. Okay.
As an aside,
Mm-hmm.
we had mentioned Zinch just briefly a couple minutes ago. Do you know how hard it is to find a changeling right now?
I don't. I have one. I painted him a long time ago.
He's been sold out for 6 months, and that was before he became essential.
Wow. Well, rough. I'm sure that there's a 3D print somewhere.
They're like
the mysterious guy.
They're like $100 on eBay for a brand new one.
I'm sure that's
true. It's like, nah, dog. Yeah. Not doing that.
Didn't realize I was sitting on gold. All right, great. My work right now, we're back. We're doing another night. We're doing a corn night. So this is the skeleton. Mm-hmm. This will be a video far in the future. There's a lot to do here. But as you can see, we've got, it's not exactly the best way to view here under this horrible lighting, but yes, we've made excellent progress on the frame. The frame is mostly done. There's still some stuff I need to do. There are some small details, but like his horns and there's little rubber pieces and stuff like that. But yeah, he's going to be a big corn knight, and I've got his armor back there, and yeah, we're cooking right along. So there you go. All right. So that's going to be like a 200-hour project. So get ready to hear about updates on that guy for the next couple weeks. So there you go. Right on. Okay. So, Tom, are you ready to talk about some OBR?
Of course.
Great. Let's do this. All right. Boop. Ossiarch Bonereapers 2026. That's what year it is. Sorry. Battletome review. Okay. Did you have any thoughts on this before I jump into my summary thoughts, or would you like me to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Boop. All right. Rejoice, ye servants of Catacross, for the glory of RDP is back. Will we get this as the generic way that everything works in 5th edition? Who knows? But for now, if you love spending a finite resource carefully over your turn for potential tactical supremacy, you're in luck. If managing a very careful resource and then like trying to think about exactly when to use a certain ability is what you love, you're in for a treat, because that is this book. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Gooball says, my only real question with how RDP works is this army just Catacross and friends forever now? Well, my next bullet point, Catacross is going to be very popular as he lets you do what you want to do more using your army's abilities. Yes.
Yep.
So my answer is yes. I mean, like, I'm sure there's some build that I'm not thinking of that won't use him, that'll use like the Liege Cavalos or somebody like that that's at like 7 RDP. But I think Catacross and his 10 is like such a massive thing. So I guess we'll see. My next bullet point here is the meme. I didn't have the meme, but you know, it's the meme of like the little man standing on the conveyor belt, and it's like things are rolling out, and then all of a sudden there's like an archer, and it just says, we're doing shooting now. I guess we're doing shooting now. Okay. Because we're definitely doing shooting now.
Yep.
It does feel like you're more likely to have some kind of mixed arms. I don't know if it's really going to be like
true mixed,
but I think, yeah, like it's not spammy. We've put in the standard spam prevention stuff. So I think you will like, you know, I think you will see a bigger spread. I'll say that much, though. I think there are some significant holes here of troops that I'm not very excited about, but then there are some that I think are pretty good. And then finally, this certainly doesn't feel as exciting or Tzeentch or LRL, but like my read on it overall is like, it's a pretty solid book. It's fine. It's got some good options. I don't want to like say that this is terrible or something. I think people have got really hyped up by the LRL and the Tzeentch books being so good.
Yeah.
And like, look, admittedly, this ain't them. Okay. It's just not.
Sure. Yeah.
Fair. Totally fair. But it's not bad. Like, this is still one of the better books. It's in like the top quartile of the edition. So, I mean, you know, let's not be crazy.
It just seems fine. Like, it's not bad.
Sure. I understand Catacross will bracket down into 4 RDP, but I don't think you ever, like, that shouldn't ever really be happening, is my answer. I just think having 10 is way too more important. Like, there's ways you can get at what he needs to get at without him. We'll talk about it. I think he's going to show up in the vast majority of lists. Vast majority. As Duncan Idaho would say. Vast. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. That's right, Centropy. My son asked why I'm watching this since I don't play OBR, because I want to learn how to play against them. Know your enemy. That's right. That's right. And since the rules aren't free anymore, this is as close as we can get. Okay. So that's kind of where it is. Anything I missed there?
I mean, the army was already like coded as Tomb Kings Light.
Sure.
Now it is just Tomb Kings.
I mean, I guess they have like ninja people now too. That's new.
Sure. But they gained chariots and skeletal archers.
I understand.
Right? Like,
I get it.
Yeah.
They're like heavy chariots, like, but yes.
Yes. Correct. Like, it's, again, I mean, you had to know we were going down this road. And we're here.
Yeah. People asking, is it a bad thing when the special character is like basically required?
I mean, I never had a problem when I played Doc. Like when we were playing Doc, Marathi just brought something that no one else did.
Sure.
Like, it was always the right answer to run her.
Yeah. My answer is I don't love it. I mean, that being said, I think, you know, every Tzeentch list I had would have Kairos in it. So it's not like even in the good book that's you know, you're escaping it, right?
Right.
So there you go. All right. Let's talk about the rules. So we begin with RDP, because that's this whole thing. It's just, this is all RDP. Those are your rules. Okay. Tori says this just means vampirates are still possible in AOS. I agree. Publish the Army of Renown. That's what it should be. Just make it an Army of Renown for Soulblight Gravelords. It's so easy. It's so easy.
So easy. But people want the models, Vince. They want the models.
I understand they do. That's fine. It's a conversion opportunity. You know, sometimes we must make for ourselves. Okay. So Relentless Discipline, this is your whole thing. This is it. How does it work? Let's talk about it. Well, once per battle round, army, start of the battle round. You're going to have a start of battle round ability you must use if there are any friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers heroes on the battlefield. You pick one to be the target. Then you gain a number of Relentless Discipline points equal to the number after the target's Relentless Discipline keyword. It's also up on the wheel, as we'll see, so you can actually see it much more easy than the tiny text. And you gain that many RDP. And then at the end of the battle round, anything you didn't spend, you lose. There we go. Great. So I pick a hero. They have a number. I get that number. I spend that number. At the end of the round, if I have any left, they're gone. Wonderful. Right. Okay. So what can I use those abilities on? Well, great question. I'm glad you asked. Tom, I can tell you're thrilled. No, I get it.
Engaged.
I've been there too. Well, you got two different movement phase abilities. You got Remorseless March, and you got Impassive Retreat. And what you're going to see with most of these is they cannot use, like, you can't use more than one per phase for the most part.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. So, like, if you use the Remorseless March, you can't use Impassive Retreat, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so great. Or you can't do the same thing multiple times. Like, you can't Remorseless March and then Remorseless March again or something like that.
Right.
All right. But you can use them multiple times. You can, like, do it over here on this unit and then on this unit and so on. Right. So you could spend them all on the first ability, on just Remorseless March, and go down the line and just be like, pop, 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 pop. My whole army moves 3 extra inches. The other thing that's the same about how all of them work is they all cost 1 RDP to use.
Yep.
Unless the unit is reinforced and has more than half of its starting models, in which case it costs 2 RDP to use.
This is fascinating, like from a design standpoint, where they're like playing in the space of, like, you know, reinforced units have more value, and thus they're going to have more cost to them.
Yes, an actual admission that reinforced units are worth more than just twice what the base is. Yeah, correct. Correct. Okay.
It makes me wonder if they'll tinker around with command points.
I mean, they should. This should be something that, like, in general, we should be thinking about more holistically. Like, I know CW said this is a needless tax. I don't see it as that. I think this is actually, like, good design. I just think it sucks to start good design on book 11. That's a weird choice. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Like, reinforced units have always been a problem. In that, like, you had this issue where, like, take classic Varangard in 3rd edition. Okay. So, like, a single unit of Varangard, like 3 of them, was probably worth like 300 points. But 6 of them was not worth 600 points. 6 of them was worth like 750 points. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
But you can't make them individually as a unit of 3, 375 points. Right? So, like, that's the trick here, right?
How do you split that baby? Yeah.
Yes. And, you know, so, like, it's good that they've admitted that this is a thing. It's just weird that they decided to instantiate it here in this particular book. But it is what it is. Okay. I can very easily pick out who the OBR players in the chat based on their level of anger at this. And my answer is, you're in your mind, they don't write this, and Catacross still has 10 RDP, but that's not how the world would have worked. If they didn't write this, Catacross would have 6 RDP, and everybody else would have 2. Okay? Like, they're going to have you end in the same place. So, like, because they didn't like reverse into, they didn't just design the whole system and then say, let's make this cost 2. They reversed into this saying, how many of these abilities do we want people to be able to use on average?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And then they say, well, if you only want to do 2, like, or 3 or whatever, or 4, in the case of the one generals, you could be like, well, but what if we're going to spend those 4 on an unreinforced unit? There's not as much value there, so you're only ever going to spend these on reinforced units, right? And so then, like, thus the design conversation progresses.
Yeah. So anyways, it is what it is. And I understand that, like, it feels weird to people. Like, I get that because it's like the first time, admittedly, in any of these books we're referencing this kind of thing, which is just strange. Yeah. We just reviewed Lumineth. They're like a ton of unit buffs, right? That's what their entire thing is about, stacking these weird runes, right? And no part of stacking those weird runes cares about being a reinforced unit. Obviously, it's better on a reinforced unit. So I get that. Right. Like, as a comparative, it sucks. Like, real talk. Yep. That's fair. Okay. So, there you go. I do agree, by the way. Nagash having 3 RDP is exactly correct. He sucks as a general.
There has never been a better, like, grokkable in-game lore alignment.
Yeah, he's a terrible general. Like, as a tactician, he's awful. In every story he shows up in, he's an awful tactician. He's a self-absorbed narcissist who thinks he alone can solve all the problems. His undead are just there as, like, toys to distract everybody until he gets to do his masterstroke. He's not a battlefield general. Catacross is, right? So there you go.
Right.
Okay. Anyways, so what are these? So now that we understand the basics of how they work, you're going to use them in these different phases. 1 RDP if it's a normal unit, 2 if it's a reinforced unit with more than half of its models left. All right, well, you got Remorseless March, which is just your good old plus 3 inches, an oldie but a goodie, a classic. We love it. Okay. We got Impassive Retreat, which lets you charge even if you used a retreat ability. Notably, you do still take the damage. Okay.
Yep.
You've got the Ruthless Extermination, which basically minuses 1 from ward rolls from your shoot abilities. Okay. You've got Pitiless Assault, which lets you get +1 to wound when using a fight ability. And then you have the one that kind of breaks the chain, okay, which is Inviolate Legions, which you actually can use more than once per phase because it's a ward of 5 up against an attack, so you can keep doing it, right? So, like, if you're getting attacked by 3 units, you can be like, ward of 5 up, ward of 5 up, ward of 5 up. You can spend like that, right?
So did I miss, like, anything about command points, or do you still normally get those too?
You still get those. Yeah, you still have commands and all that kind of stuff. It's just you have an extra command. You have second command.
That's what I was checking.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, the key with Remorseless March is if you use your Remorseless March, you cannot use run abilities for the rest of the turn.
Sure. So it's like a mini run, but yes.
Okay. So what we've got here is basically 2 movement abilities, a shooting ability, a combat ability. That's good. Like, +1 to wound is a very good bonus, obviously, right?
It is very good. But you can get, like, +1 to hit and +1 to wound if you wanted to.
Sure. Absolutely. You could, yes.
That's a way. Yeah.
Yeah, like a CP and an RDP. Yeah, sure. You can get that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because these are just relentless discipline, so that's fine. Like, obviously here, so what does this mean? Okay, well, I'm just going to spoil it here and say, because it'll help when talking about this. So Catacross gets 10 RDP. He's the RDP king. Okay. So looking through that lens.
RDP daddy.
He is the RDP daddy. That's right. Yes. RDP me daddy. So he can, you, like, basically if he's your choice, then you're getting between, depending on your targets, you're getting to use between 5 and 10 of these abilities over the course of the battle round.
Yep.
Okay. And then like obviously some of these are going to be much more keyed to your own phase, rather like being only happening in your turn and so on and so forth. Right. So there we go. So there you go. That's basically where we're at, right? So when we think about every unit, when we talk about every unit, keep in mind it could have 3 additional inches to its move. It could have retreat and charge. It could have -1 ward. It could have +1 to wound, as you said, and +1 to hit, like normal commands still apply, like always. And it could have a ward of 5 up. It's probably not going to have all of those things every turn because, you know, that seems unlikely. But we've got to think about the units in terms of those potential bonuses. Okay. Gooball, no, that should not be a drinking game. Take a sip every time Catacross is mentioned. No, that's... Even a sip is probably lethal in this show. Are you kidding me? Okay. So, there you go. I was showing my wife the OBR models and she misread Ossiarch as ostrich. Love it. I would be much more down for this army if it was an ostrich army. Look, here's my overall... I think this is the dumbest looking army. I really hate this army to this day.
Bone ostriches?
Just ostriches. No, they don't need to be... They could be. They could be bone ostriches, but it could just be ostriches. That's fine. They could just be full, normal ostriches. Armor them up. Give them swords. I don't care. Whatever. It's fine.
I agree. It is a little bit weak.
You're saying like the overall the REP ability? Oh, the aesthetic. Yeah. I really... This is like... I think this army is truly my least favorite aesthetic in the game. I literally hate looking at this army on the table.
More than Fire Slayers.
Yes. I thought about this earlier.
Wow. That is
at least Fire Slayers are like the armies tend to be pretty. All right. Like I hate them and I think they look samey and boring, but this is actively bad. This is just Vince's corner on what he thinks this army, like the aesthetic of this army. But if you love it, go nuts. Like I'm not trying to yuck your yum. I'm just saying like, boy, this is truly I hate this aesthetic more than anything else. So anyways, though Catacross looks amazing. I don't know why they didn't all make, I don't know why they just didn't design the army like him. He looks cool. Everybody else looks dumb.
It's true.
Okay. Yes, I did think about Fire Slayers earlier today, Artie. That's true. Because I literally, the funny thing in my head, Tom, was as I was preparing for this show, kind of going through, you know, rereading everything, thinking about what I wanted to say, I was like, I really hate how this army looks. I was like, is this my least favorite army? And I was like, yeah. I was like, wait, do I hate this more than Fire Slayers? That was literally the question I asked myself in my internal monologue. And I was like, yeah.
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 Okay.
I get it.
All right. Let's talk about our battle formations. You know, we got 4 of them. Real revolution here.
Sure.
We got the border guards. I do not like these, by the way. Sam, I am. I do not like the design on these. Okay. Like, truly, these are kind of bad. First off, border guards. Melee weapons used by friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers units have anti-charge +1 rend while they are wholly within neutral territory, or wholly within 6 inches of both enemy and friendly territory. Okay. Boy, that's a really specific area of the board I have to be in to get a not very meaningful bonus. But okay.
Wholly within 6 inches of both enemy and friendly territory, or within neutral.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
Jarrett says OBR is improved by more giant cod pieces. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Obviously. Okay. The inevitable. So that one sucks. Because anti-charge +1 rend isn't that good anyways. And yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter if you're dead. So at any rate, the inevitable empire, not with rules like this. Once per turn army, your hero phase, pick an enemy unit to be the target, roll a die on a 3-up until the start of your next turn. The target has a maximum control score of 1. When I was reading this, Tom, I was pretty excited. Okay.
Yeah, you get to that knives and control score 1, and you're like, okay.
I was like, no unlimited range? Tell me more. Okay. And I was
And
like,
then,
well, you got to roll a die. So it's 66% chance that it works, 33% chance you
Yep.
fail. And then I read the last sentence, well, it is within neutral territory or your territory. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Right. But like, there's a lot of objectives in a lot of maps that are just like partially in enemy territory in some way
Yeah.
where they could just control it by sitting there. And then you so they'd be immune to this thing and you're still rolling for it. So
Oof.
that's fine. Great. Okay, cool. Next. It's also in like your hero, whatever. The timing of it's weird.
Yes.
Ruthless Legion. Once per turn, army, any combat phase, pick a friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit that charged this turn to use this ability. Roll a die on a 3-up. This unit melee weapons, including companion weapons, have crit 2 hits for the rest of the turn. This is the best one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, this is the best one.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Because you don't just have your crit 2 hits anymore. Like you don't just get them. It used to be a thing that you just kind of did. You don't have it anymore. So this is like one of the ways that you can hoop jump to get it back. Right? So
yeah.
The dog came back.
It's great.
Oh, she ran away. She's going away.
We like dogs.
She just comes down here sometimes. There you can kind of see her there. That CW I will agree with you on. The like jump through the hoops just to get crit 2 hits in this book is like pretty silly. So like I agree with you on that one. We are simpatico on this one. Okay. Yes, a battle formation to give you a bad version of what the army used to have, to be clear. Because it's 1 unit, okay? And then on a 3-up, if they charged, they get crit 2 hits.
Yep. True.
Wow. Like, this is the best one, and this one's bad. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the last one is Remorseless Conquerors, which lets you run slightly farther. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
disappointing.
Yes. These suck. They're not good. So, I don't know what the sitch is here. But, like, they're very bad. So, there you go. But that's okay. There's better stuff ahead. It's not all bad, but the battle formation's pretty bad. Hey, on the bright side, they don't cost any points. So that's something. There you go. Bright side.
It's true.
Okay. Heroic traits. As always, we've got 3 of them. I will be like, I really want to know what this book is going to get when it comes to like new soggy rules, if we get new soggy rules this year. Okay. It does work with redeploy as well. Yes, the run thing works with redeploy as well. But like, okay. Like, great. Are these worse than Hellsmith? I mean, the Hellsmith formations are also completely worthless, but we got 2 more of them that are actually good in like the expansion content when we got our soggy rules, so it doesn't matter. Both of them are completely worthless. So I guess that's the take home. Right. All right. Heroic traits. First of all, you've got Manufactured Mind. Once per battle, start of the battle round. When picking a friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers hero to be the target of the Immortal Elite ability this battle round, you can pick a friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers hero that has been destroyed. I do not hate this at all. I actually do not hate this at all. Because in the situation where Catacross gets destroyed, but you have like some dork still around in the late game, you only need this for 1 turn. So the fact it's once per battle actually doesn't bother me any. You just need to be able to keep the army humming in like turn 4 when Catacross died in 3, right? And like still get yourself moving. And this lets you still get 10 RDP that turn. Like that's how you're going to use it. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So that one's fine. It's perfectly fine. The next one is Immaculate Defender. Ignore the first damage point allocated to each friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers infantry unit. in the combat phase while they're wholly within 12 inches of this unit. Okay, fine. Like, it's...
Yeah. It's... I mean, maybe. Like, you'd have to really be fighting something that spreads a lot of damage out for this to actually have gas in it.
But it's locked to the combat phase. That's why it sucks. Like, it's infantry only. Right?
Yeah.
And it's locked to the combat phase. That's why it makes me angry. Because, again, this is one of those ones I was reading it, and I was like, hey, all right, cool. Like, I actually, if it was just like every phase, those are actually pretty useful abilities. This is something that, to go back to the Hellsmiths, your Ashen Elder has this effect on him. Yep. And I have found it to be like highly valuable. Okay. Like, he sits near the casters, they miscast, prevents that damage, right? Or something like that. They get an errant spell off for 1 or 2 mortal wounds, you reduce it by 1. Like, tick, 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 tick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do tend to take a lot of incidental wounds. And if it's shirking 1 per phase, that's not too bad. Okay. But this is just combat phase, which means it's just -1 damage for infantry. Okay. You're still just as dead or alive, depending. Like, it doesn't matter. Right? Yeah. It's anti-punish the pacifist. Yeah. That's right. Ha! All my infantry units that are around this guy are immune to punish the pacifist. I may stand here and do nothing. Yes. Like, it's just not a very good ability. Lastly, we've got a one that is really, really bad. Reaction, you declared a fight ability for a non-hero Ossiarch Bonereapers unit wholly within 12 of that unit. Pick an enemy unit in combat with that non-hero unit and that did not charge this turn to be the target. Then roll the bad D3, and on a 2-up, you get damage equal to the roll. You can use this ability more than once per phase. Neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Like, it's, I suppose, a way to squeeze out a little extra mortal damage, but, like, boy, again, do you need to, like hoops, man. Hoops.
Yeah, they just don't have a lot that really grabs you, right?
Right. No, I'm serious when I say that the like manufactured mind would be the pick, right? Because it's just insurance. It's an insurance policy. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Artifacts. So far we're not doing great. We're not doing great, Tom. That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's a rough go.
You are correct.
Like, the RDP abilities are fine. I really don't think they're bad. I think they're quite good. But the battle formations and the heroic traits, not great. Not great.
Sure.
All right, artifacts. We got Shard of the Necros, which is good. This is actually pretty good. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack that targets this unit is 1 to 4, and this unit did not charge in the same turn, the attack fails and the attack sequence ends. This is a good ability.
Yeah, that's great.
I guess fantastic. Only hit on 5s. Like, the only, like, yes, they can't have charged, but you're going to have plenty of heroes who you would never charge with, who you don't want to die. And only being hit on 5-ups is, like, really good.
Including ranged weapons.
Yeah. This is both shooting and melee. Yeah.
Right. Like, ranged weapons, they will never have charged when they shoot.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, this is quite good. Like, this is just a legitimately good artifact. It's better than the one we just read last week in LRL, where they have the same thing. It doesn't have the charge stipulation, but it's only 1 to 3. So that's cool. Makes everybody hit on a 4-up. So, so I think this is a good one. Blade of the Nadir. Pick one of this unit's non-companion melee weapons for the rest of the battle. Each time you make an unmodified wound roll of 6 for a combat attack made with that weapon, you inflict D3 mortal damage on the target after the fight ability has been resolved. Like, Tom, is it Throwback Wednesday? This is like an artifact that was printed in that 2nd edition Arcane thing where they had like the 84 magic items in it. This exact weapon, I couldn't tell you what it was called, but like, this is just a weapon out of that book. This is like the first time we've got an unmodified roll of 6, do some mortal damage on a thing. We're bringing back the hits here.
Unmodified wound roll of 6.
Yeah, unmodified wound roll. Yes, that's what I'm saying. We're bringing back the hits.
Yeah, they couldn't make it your attack roll.
The classics, right? Blitz, I think you're not wrong there. Like it's I don't know if I'd say strong, but it is solid but boring. Yes, I agree. All right. And then lastly, the Amulet of Gnosis. No mortal damage is inflicted on friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers units by retreat abilities when they are wholly within 12 of this unit. Who cares? Like, great. Neat. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it does not matter. You're going to take Shard of the Necros. So, like, let's just move on. But anyways, you've got a good artifact. So that's nice. So that's cool. You just need one. All right.
It's true. Now the question is how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, sure. Well, they're all 0. It's all 0. Nothing in this whole book costs 0, which is not, or cost points. Like of the, your rulesy stuff, your non-Warscroll stuff.
Right. But as soon as people start selecting that thing, the prices will shift.
Because it's the only one anyone will ever take. So they'll be like, oh no, it's got a high pick rate. We got to make it cost 20 points. Yeah. Okay, sure.
I think that's right.
Let's hope not. All right. Hey, everybody. Did you like having crit 2 hits, a thing you just used to have? Well, would you like it back? Well, now you can. Okay. So the way you do that is you cast your unlimited spell on a 5. And it gives them crit 2 hits. If they already had crit 2 hits, they crit on a roll of 5 up. So what the spell used to do, you now have to basically already get them into that situation, and you can cast the same unlimited spell on the same unit multiple times. So you can like, you can big up some, right? Just be like, bling, crit 2 hits, bling, 5 up, crit 2 hits. So there you go. So, yeah. I mean, I guess if you liked jumping through more hoops for it, you can now. So that's good.
I mean, I like crit 2 hits.
Sure, so do I. It's a perfectly average ability. It's +1 to hit. It's what it is. Mathematically, it is +1 to hit. That's how I want everybody to think of crit 2 hits. It ain't crit mortals, okay? It's +1 to hit.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Right?
It's true.
So, like, you have a spell that on a 5 up says you get +1 to hit, and on a 5 up says you get +2 to hit. That's what's happening mathematically. It doesn't. That's not exactly true. Once it moves to 5 up, you actually do play with the math in an interesting way where you can out hit your number of hits and stuff like that. But there you go. Okay. No, it does not, Lichfinder General, because it says if all the target's non-companion melee weapons had crit 2 hits when they were picked to be the target of this ability. So there you go. If you get crit 2 hits later, you've just done nothing. There you go. We got 2 other spells. We got Emulating Flames, which is a friendly buff spell on a 6. That basically every time a model in the target unit is slain, you roll a die, roll a number of dice equal to the target's health characteristic for each 5 up they inflict immortal damage. This book really is trotting out the oldies but goodies, Tom. Right? We die and mortal wound you on a 5 up. There you go. But this time it's not just one roll per guy. If you got a big health unit, you get to roll once for each health, which is cool.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And then you got Drain Vitality, which is an enemy target spell, but with only a 12-inch range, so it sucks. And until the start of your next turn, they're -1 to hit, and -1 to save. It's powerful debuff, but again, on a 7 with a 12-inch range, that's going to be a no from me, dog. 12-inch range attack spells are a pass.
Yeah. So it's just not... like you just can't reach out and touch anybody.
Right. So what do you think about this spell lore, Tom?
I mean, it's fine. I like the crit 2 hits, but otherwise it's fairly lackluster. Yeah. Like, it's interesting that the crit 2 hits is melee only, especially given like their kind of push for ranged. So I don't know. I don't like having a real offensive spell.
Yeah, there's nothing in here that
That's
does
what I would
damage in any way. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is unfortunate. Sometimes you just need that option, but there you go. All right. Well, hey, maybe you're not a magic army.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Then you've got your manifestations. We'll talk about them when we get to them. The important thing to know right now is that they're all on a 6, and they all have a 12-inch range, 9 inches from enemy units. That's so remember that when we get to the actual scrolls. Okay.
Yeah.
So all on a 6, 12 inches, 9-inch enemy units. Great. Okay. Let's talk about Warscrolls. All right. As I timestamp this for future posterity. Okay. All right. We begin with Catacross, Mortarch of the Necropolis. So he's got 20 health, 3 up save, 6 up ward, 10 big RDP. As I said, he's RDP daddy. Okay. He has some attacks. He gets crit 2 hits automatically, so that's nice. Good for him.
Yeah.
At least on the weapon. And yes, as mentioned, it is important if he does take 10 or more damage points, his RDP falls to 4, which is a big loss. But that being said, he's a tough boy at 3 up, 6 up, and you'd probably be spending for the 5 up ward on him if you've got the RDP.
Yeah.
Yes, Catacross the required. Catacross the, you're going to see him in a lot of lists. Catacross the ever present at every battle that they engage in. Okay, so what does he do? Well, he's got a passive aura. It says he adds 3 to the control scores of visible friendly OBR units that have used any RDP abilities this turn. That's just period. Table wide. Okay. I don't factor control scores as being very good or being worth much. But table wide is a little free bonus. Okay. That's fine. Then we got Supreme Lord of the Bonereaper Legions. In any combat phase, declare if this unit is not in combat, pick a visible friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit wholly within 12 of this unit that is in combat and has not used an RDP this phase to be the target. Effect, spend a number of relentless discipline points equal to the target's health characteristic, and blah, blah, blah. They fight twice. I'm not going to read the whole rest of this, but the second time has strike last.
Yeah.
Okay. So the key being to do this in any combat phase, he can't be in combat, and he's got to be wholly within 12 inches of a unit that is. So, and you could potentially burn quite a lot of RDP on this, right? If you're hitting your big boys. But fight twice is fight twice. Okay. Then we've got once per battle at the start of any turn. You dare. Okay, cool. This unit can only use this ability if at least half of the units for your starting army have been destroyed. Wow. That is a thing. Okay.
That is a significant investment.
Yes. Great. Okay, so half your army's dead, and the point is now he decides to get involved, right? And if he does so, he gets 5 extra attacks on Indicott, so he goes up to 8 attacks, which is significant on a 3/3, 2 rend, 3 damage weapon with crit 2 hits.
Yep.
He gets 3 more attacks on his shield, so he goes to 6 attacks on 3/3, 2/2. Okay.
Yep.
And he loses access to the Supreme Lord of the Bonereapers Legions. He can't make anybody fight twice. Okay. For the rest of that battle round.
Okay.
Okay. So he gets like 1 turn of being really angry, and then he's tired. After that turn. He's tired.
Yeah.
It is notable here, by the by, that you're using this at the start of the turn, right? But it's for the rest of the battle round that the effect and the prohibition occurs. So it could be just the bottom if you used it at the start of your turn, or if you're at the top, then he's going to just be a real butt kicker, but in a turn where you potentially might want to still have the fight twice online. So think carefully. And then finally, he's got his any hero phase, Aviarch Spy Master. Pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of this unit to beat the target. Roll a die on a 3-up. The target cannot use commands for the rest of the turn, which is a strong ability. 18 inches is super fine. The fact that he can do it in any hero phase is actually quite good. So, but really, he's an RDP machine. That's what he's there for. And big special K, as it were, is, yes, 500 points. So there you go. He is just a quarter of your army. If you want to do this, he's 500 points. And of course, obviously, he can take all the, you know, his like, he can take all the sub commanders and all that kind of stuff, right? So, blah blah. 500, 4-inch move, Tom. How do you feel about how do you feel about Catacross? Like, look, I think there's a serious discussion here between him and the other guy that has 7 RDP. Like, we'll talk about him in a minute.
Agreed. I don't think we have a choice, though. I don't think that. I don't think we have a choice. Is the short answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think he's going to show up a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because he makes the rest of the army do so much more. But man, it's rough out there, kid. Like your 500 point model is mostly just standing, trying not to fight. Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
okay.
It's true. Yeah, like it's a weird incentive structure, but I don't see how you do it otherwise.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I agree. It's a challenge. Then we got Archon the Black. He's on his thing. We all love him. We all know him. He's been around for a long time. 14 health, 3-up save, 6-up ward. Hey, 3-up save. That's nice. Brings 3 RDP to the party, but he is a Wizard 3, Tom. Look at that. Okay. That's fun. And he gets +1 to cast built in. Whenever he successfully casts a spell, he heals 1, which is cool. He has a really weird rampage that's especially good against wizards and priests that can do some mortals. I'm not going to read the whole thing out. It's weird. And if somebody tries to cast a spell within 18 inches of him, he can use his Mortarch at the Sacrament. He can roll 2d6. If the casting roll, the roll exceeds the casting roll for the spell, then the spell is unbound. The effect is not resolved in that spell, but it cannot be used by enemy units until the start of your next turn. So you can like super unbind. Super duper unbound.
Yeah.
Right. And then he has new Curse of Years, which they cleaned up mechanically in this weird way, where you're like generating these withering points. And then at the end, you're doing a little test where if you get 8 or more necrotic withering points, right?
Okay. Yep.
You destroy the unit automatically. So that's the magic number. Okay. And finally, now we have another answer for what that weird ability for the 2 guys in Nurgle that came out of the box, where you can only lose one of them to an instant slay ability. Ha, got him. Take that. And otherwise, if you have less than 8, you just apply that many mortals, right?
Yep.
It's not super likely that you get to 8, to be clear, right? Because you roll 10 dice, of which you're likely to get 2 6s, right? Like the normal math of this is you get 2 6s, and then you have 2/3 of a chance to get a 5. So we'll be generous and round up and say you get 3 mortal damage out of this. But yes, one time you're going to hit the slot machine on a unit of like 20 elite dudes or something like that. And
it'll be amazing.
Just dumpster that unit. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Is that the actual? Oh, okay. Tomb King Tristan said 1.8% chance. Tori said 5.8% chance. I don't know. I didn't bother to calc it out. I didn't care that much to figure it out. But yes, I'm sure vanishingly low. I would believe somewhere in that range. The 1.8 sounds more correct. There you go. I'm gonna go with you, Tristan. Just back of the napkining it. So Hey, there you go. 2% chance when you cast a spell to kill any unit in the game. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, like it's very like Hand of Dust-ish. Like it's
Sure.
not, but yeah, it feels that way.
Yep. All right. So then we've got oh, by the way, Archon, the black, is 440 points. He ain't cheap. You're probably not taking him, and Catacross would be the take home there.
Right.
Okay. Yes, his mount did get juiced up. Razarak or whatever, yeah, is better. Like, but I still don't think I really want to have him in combat, although he's certainly more survivable now that he's 3-up, 6-up, but 3-up being the primary thing there, and has a self-heal, but still. Okay. Arch-Cavalos Xandtos. I loved that movie. Sean Connery. He had like the red unitard on. That's pretty great. So, anyways, Arch-Cavalos Xandtos is 220 points, and he brings 7 RDP to the party. So this is like on the points to RDP ratio, he is a much better deal, right?
Right.
8 health on a 3-up, 6-up. Certainly not near as like survivable, right? Same save, same ward.
Yep.
But, 40% of the health. Okay. And he's got a once per battle. Each enemy unit he's in combat with can strike last. And he's got an any combat phase like cavalry buff where he can spend 1 relentless discipline point. And if this unit is in combat, no relentless discipline points are spent. The target's melee weapons have charge +1 damage. So like he himself has charge +1 on his 5/3/3/2/2. He's got like the super Stormcast profile from 3rd, right? On his attacks, goes to 3 damage on the charge. He can make your knights charge +1 damage. It's fine.
Yep.
And he can make everybody else strike last. So, like, I legitimately don't think this guy's bad. The only reason I hate this guy, I hate this particular model, is the weird base that he and the generic one are on, like the big round base. I always find very inconvenient when trying to fit them in with regular cavalry. Okay.
Yep.
But he's good. It's weird that he has to be around to give your knights charge +1 damage, a thing that you would think most of the knights would just have.
Yep.
But okay. But he can AoE strike last once per battle. And that is a meaningful thing. Thing.
It's great. Like that, like in some sense, that is battlefield control itself, right? Because it'll lock down or guarantee, right, certain flow on one side of the battlefield.
Yep. Absolutely. I'll pause here to say, hey, if you haven't hit like yet or subscribed, go ahead and do so. Keep the chat going. I love all this feedback. Keep it coming, everybody. I'm watching all the comments. And thank you to everybody who super chatted earlier. I can't help but notice it dropped off as soon as we started talking about the book. That's rough. It's rough. All right. Voke Mortain. Mortain? Vok Mortain? I don't really know. Anyways, he's the master of the bone tithe. Hilarious. That was my nickname in college. So, we got 5 health, 4-up save, 6-up ward, 2 RDP. I mean, so, like, just in general, your spellcasters are not your RDP machines. That's just, like, you're making a choice. The battlefield commanders are the RDP guys. The spellcasters get very little. So, there you go. He has a wizard 2. And he's got 2 abilities. One that costs a command point and one that is his spell. His command point thing is like relatively strong, especially when combined with his spell. He can really kind of get in and shut somebody down. But again, it's like a close range thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the enemy hero phase, he picks a visible enemy unit within 12 inches of him to be the target. Okay. And then that target cannot be picked to be the target or be affected by any non-core abilities used by other enemy units for the rest of the turn. Okay. But it's only other enemy units, not them. They can still use non-core abilities on themselves. Right?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. All right. And then you've got your spell, which is Mortal Contract, which you get to pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of this unit to be the target, then make a casting roll. And until the start of your next turn, each time the target is picked to use a core ability, roll a d3 as a reaction. On a 2+, they take that much mortal damage. If they're destroyed, then their core ability means nothing. Hey, thanks, Beardo. I appreciate that very much. With the super chat saying, I just wanted to say I appreciate what you do. Well, I appreciate that too. Vogue Morden, the bathtub writer. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So, yeah, Vogue Mortian, whatever. He's 140 still. Like, he didn't change points. He's a wizard too, which is really good for 140. But I think that's basically what you're getting, as both of his abilities are like kind of fine. The spell is 18-inch range, Beardo. Yeah, so it's got a good range. And admittedly, that spell is not bad. Like, depending on how many core abilities they want to use, you know, they move, they fight, they shoot, something like that. I mean, you could build up. Cast some spells. Those are all core abilities. So, sure. What are you working on right now? What are you typing? We can hear you typing, Tom. Stop typing.
I know.
Dial into the show, Tom. Okay? We're doing a thing right now. We're doing a thing.
I'm sorry.
I must publicly shame you. I was giving you time because I thought maybe he's handling something important.
I am. There's family stuff happening somehow at 10:15 at night. That, you know.
Okay. Right on.
Happens.
Right on. All right. Then we got the Liege Cavalos. The Liege Cavalos is your like generic backup RDP guy if you don't want to use the named dude, right? Because he brings the 6 RDP to the party, as does, by the way, the Liege Cavalos on War Chariot. But I just find him to be a lot less interesting, honestly. Maybe I'm the crazy one for that.
Sure.
The Liege Cavalos 7 health, 3 up save, 6 up, and he again is like the Death Rider guy. He's very similar, except he has a base rend of 1 instead of rend 2 to Arch.
Okay.
Cavalos.
Sure.
Arch Cavalos brings you 7 RDP, same basic defensive profile, 1 more health at 220. The Liege Cavalos is 40 points cheaper, 1 less RDP, 1 less health, 1 less rend. Okay.
Okay.
Now, he automatically pulls in your Death Riders. Like, if he fights, the Death Riders come in and they get +1 to hit. Just fine.
Sure.
And he makes Death Rider units around him move 12 inches instead of 10 inches. He will do that as well. So he makes all your guys slightly faster. I kind of hate that both of them have abilities I'd like to be giving to my Death Riders.
Sure.
But I don't know that I'd ever want to take both of these dorks. So, like, that's a problem, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of points, especially if you're trying to fit in other things like, I don't know, Catacross. Right?
Yeah,
like
I
you
have to wonder.
invested.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Like, you're deeply invested in that. Now, maybe he's not the right answer with some of these mobile units, right? Like with a mobile cav setup, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, to jump back real quick, right? Like, our only interesting formation, and by interesting, I mean, like, anything that had rules that weren't ipsum lorem text, was the Ruthless Legion. Okay? Where you can get the crit 2 hits out of it and stuff like that, right? And, you know, thinking about that, I talked about the no spammy abilities, like that you wouldn't probably see a lot of skew. I think the one exception to that is I could probably see a pretty heavy cav army. Yeah. I think you would still have some shooters, but in that case, I could see you taking like Xantos and he's with one group of cav, and the Liege Cavalos and he's with another group of cav, and they're kind of split up so they can operate independently. You know, the Liege Cavaloses are a little faster. You've got a backup RDP guy who's still generating 6 if you lose your 7 guy. So you're not like sunk, you know?
Sure.
So, yeah. I don't know. Oh, I should state he's also 4 up to wound instead of 3 up to wound, which admittedly does kind of suck. All right. Then you got the Liege Cavalos on War Chariot, who's basically the same guy stat-wise, except he's got 12 health. And he cares about War Chariots. That's what it is. Yeah, of course. Okay. That's definitely what we all wanted, right? Like right now in AOS, Tom, what unit is hotter than chariots? Right? It's fine.
They're just so hot.
They're so hot right now. Okay. So what does he do? Well, he has a once per turn army, any movement phase. If this unit is in combat, pick this unit up to 2 visible friendly Cavalos War Chariots wholly within 12 inches of this unit. And in combat to be the targets. For each target that's there, you can make a pile-in move and then sort of grind on them. You can just kind of get up there and just grind on them, right? They don't get to leave combat. You get to do it in both movement phases. So it's fine. Okay.
I mean, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
And like, okay, that's something, I guess. And then he has once per turn army, any combat phase. If this unit is in combat and has charged this turn, pick this unit up to 2 visible friendly War Chariots that have charged this turn and are wholly within 12 of this unit that are in combat to be the targets, and they all get a War to 5 up. So basically, you don't have to use your RDP to get the War to 5 up. It's just another way to get that. Okay. Yeah. Carl, I'm just going to say Carl M. There you go. Carl M. With a super chat saying, greetings from Finland. Thank you, fellas, for helping me stay awake during a night shift. Hey, happy to help. I hope your night shift is peaceful, whatever it is. Hopefully you're just like guarding a salt mine or something. I used to have a friend that had to do that. Like they guarded a salt mine. They sat in this booth above the salt mine. They were the only human for miles, like literally dozens and dozens and dozens of miles. They were the only human on the surface. No one was ever there. They had to sit there at night. People still worked underground, but it was like crazy deep into the earth. It's like people would show up, go in the mine, and then just go like a mile down. So it's just sitting in a little shed in darkness in the middle of the desert for the entire night alone.
That's like the only thing worse would be if they were like in the like tundra.
Yeah, sure. Right. Yeah.
Like up north.
Right.
Alone. Right. Yeah. Where it's like you and polar bears.
Right. I mean, is out in like the desert or whatever. And all I would be watching for like, I would just be like, I'm going to get abducted by aliens. Like, that's what I would constantly be thinking about. Just like.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. I mean, that is a legitimate fear.
Yes. All right. That sounds like heaven. How's the internet? I don't know how the internet was. I imagine the time he was doing it, which was in the 90s, the internet was probably not, would be my answer. He brought a lot of books, like just, physical printed books. Okay. Great. Then you got the Liege Mortec on foot. Okay, so this is the new guy, right? Yep. And he cares about either Mortec Guard or Mortec Triaxes, that's just the shooter dudes, or frankly the Mortec Crawler. Yep. He can work with all of them, so that's fine. Yep. Okay, so this is actually a pretty interesting ability, I will say. It's a weird one. All right, pick a visible friendly Mortec Guard, Mortec Triax, or Mortec Crawler unit that has not used an attack ability this phase and is wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. Immediately after the fight ability is this, basically after they fight, you chain fight, but you can also chain shoot. Right? Okay. So like, he can make them shoot in combat after he fights. Right? And he gives them +1 to hit. If it's shooting, they have shoot in combat automatically. Okay. And if they're not in combat, they have to target the unit he's fighting.
Okay. That's it. That's neat. Like, right. I don't hate that.
It's neat. Okay.
Yeah.
And this dude is not like crazy expensive. He's 120, which is probably too high. I feel like he should be 100. But
this is really the only thing he's doing.
Yes. Well, and bringing 5 RDP to the party, right? Like, if you were trying to go as wide as possible with your army, you would probably take like 2 of these dudes.
Yeah.
Right? And then some foot spellcasters. And like, that would be your I don't want to have any really big guys army. But it is an interesting scroll. And I think you could do a lot of shenanigans with this. The fact that he works with like both the melee guys and the shooting guys is pretty versatile. So, yeah, I don't hate this. I don't hate this. By the by, quick fun aside, because he actually lets them use a shoot ability. Okay.
Yep.
We should go back here to this. Okay. You can use your relentless discipline on this, even though it's got the blue coding that says it's like shooting phase. The actual trigger is once per turn army reaction, you declared a shoot ability for a unit that has not used an RDP ability this phase. So you could actually still use the sap the ward off of them ability. So that's something. Just something to think about.
Yeah.
It works.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible. Absolutely. Okay. So that's fun. Yeah, great. Then we've got the Mortison Bone Shaper and the Mortison Soul Reaper. So these are our 2 wizard ones, right? These are our little wizards. Both these guys are just like 2 RDP. They're not there for that. The Bone Shaper, if he's not in combat, a lot of that, by the way, you really you should notice that one of the things this book very much has on you is you have to be managing at all times who is in combat and who isn't, right? And who is charging. Everything has gates. Have you noticed
I would
that?
imagine the mental load. Yeah, I would imagine the mental load is not insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there's actually like when I think about what you're juggling, it's not just command points now. It's command points and RDP.
Yep.
Who is in combat and who is not, who is reinforced and who is not.
Yep.
Right? And so there's just a lot of mental load that's going to have to get carried by these players. Like, this is not it's not new Tzeentch, but it's also not Auric Warclans.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a super fascinating, it's a super fascinating consideration that I hadn't even thought about.
Sure. But what it does, it costs a command point and it sets up a replacement unit of your Mortek Guard or Triaxis with half the number of models. He can also add to rally dice. So he's like your model restorer guy. That's fine.
Yeah.
The Bone Shaper is 140 points. He got a lot more expensive. But okay. Fine. The Soul Reaper did gain fly. That is worth noting, which means he's not hiding within obscuring, but he can still be a guarded hero because he has an infantry. So that's fine. Yep. But his ability is he subtracts 1 from wound rolls for combat attacks made by enemy units while they're in combat with this unit. It's a very powerful ability. I'd like it a lot more if he had a 3-up save. I'll say that, but it's fine. And then once per turn army, any combat phase, pick each enemy unit in combat with this unit, and then he gets to roll the bad D3, and on it he gets to do that much mortal damage. After the ability has been resolved, you gain a number of RDP points equal to the number of total damage points allocated by this ability this turn. So realistically, he gets you 2 RDP. That's what's happening if you put your wizard spellcaster into combat, right?
Yep.
But I like the Bone Shaper. By the way, the Soul Reaper is 130. At that price point, I don't see it, even though he could get he's an RDP source, which is a pretty unique thing in this book. I think the Bone Shaper is pretty worth it. His ability to restore Triaxis, I think, is good because they're good. So
okay.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
All right. Then you got the Soul Mason, guy in a chair. right? The guy in the chair, this goofball, who is a
Yep.
wizard 2 and has 2 RDP. His ability is he can pick a visible friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit wholly within 12 of the caster to be the target and make a casting roll, and he gives somebody strike first. That's what he does. He has a spell. That spell is strike first, and he's wizard 2. He's 150 points. There you go. So, okay. I mean, it's fine. I think I like the other guy who gives strike last in an AoE a little better, even though it's only once per battle. You don't tend to need to do this more than once a battle, but having a strike first on a potential, cast is good.
Yeah.
He's not like the fastest dude, so it's give or take. I don't hate it. I don't know if at 150 points for Wizard 2, it's also not bad.
Sure.
So
sure, I would agree with that.
I rate him. I don't know if I super rate him, but I rate him. Like,
yeah,
he's above middling.
I agree. And I mean, I feel like that just in general about the book, I think, is that it's middling. Like, it's going to have a lot of mental load, and it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of tricks.
Yeah. Yeah. I
right?
mean,
like, it's very straightforward.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. Then you got the Oss Effector. So his thing is once per turn, army your hero phase. You can pick a visible, friendly crawler, harvester, Morghast, Archai, or Harbinger's unit wholly within 12. Roll a die. On a 3-up, they get +1 rend. So that's what you're taking him for. You're taking him to give probably your Morghasts +1 rend. Okay. So fine. He is 110. Probably not making the cut for the 3-up.
No, probably not.
All right, now we get into the units themselves. Okay, so we talked earlier. We saw the guy on War Chariot who always wants 2 other chariots with him. Right? That's what that dude wants. You read that ability, it says me and 2 War Chariots. They're trying to go in a 3-pack. Right? It's clearly what they want. Okay. So, all right. Are these chariots any good? No. All right.
No, of course not.
No, of course not. They're chariots. What? You insane? They're 10 health on a 3-up, 6-up. Fine.
Yep.
Their attacks are present. They're marked present. Okay. And then they have Scything Assault. If they charge, they can inflict D3 mortal damage. And you can pull them from the battlefield and set them up again within 1 inch of the target. Okay? Now, you might look at that, Tom, and think, whoa, that's a great ability. Okay?
Sure.
So let me get this straight.
Yep.
I charge with my War Chariot. Okay?
Yep.
I get to automatically, not a bad D3. I just get to do D3 mortals, remove them from the table, and then set them up within 1 inch of that target. Okay? If this was literally the end of this text box, this ability would be great. Now, it'd still be limited. Okay?
Yeah.
Because if you've got the boss, they need to be like wholly within 12, so you can't flip them all the way around to the other side and break your bubble and stuff like that, because you probably want to use the other abilities and so on and so forth, right? Remember, we're going to want to be doing, if we go back up to this guy, where's he at? There he is. We're going to want to be doing like the thing where we get a ward and they have to be within range and 12 inches, and we want to be able to do our pile-in next time and so on.
And these are big ass bases, right? Like they're
big, very big bases. 120, they're the 120 mil base. Okay.
Yep.
There's just one problem, Tom. Did you catch the keywords on the bottom of this?
Yeah, this is your fight action.
Yep. Core, attack, fight. So you do this instead of attacking. Let me just say, a bunch of people are going to screw this up. So many people are going to screw this up. They will charge in, do this, and then fight. I will watch this happen at a tournament game.
Yeah, I mean, here's the reality, though, is that even if that happens, it's not like they're going to do anything, because when you look at that profile, they're going to get maybe 1 wound through. Maybe.
It's true. Their attacks aren't very good at all. You're not actually losing much. They don't even have like charge +1 damage and stuff like that.
No, they're bad. They're bad. Bad.
Sure. And like they also have an ability to stop people from piling in on a 3-up in your shooting phase because they throw a little speed.
Yep.
Or javelin or something.
Yep.
So Tom, for this ability to potentially jump around, grab a weird objective maybe, pin a unit in place, right? Whatever. Okay?
Yep.
This chariot, which has a control of 2, right? How much would you pay? How much would you pay for this thing? Like, what do you, in your mind, how many points is this chariot worth?
120.
Sure. What if I told you that the actual points of this thing is 170?
I would say that's going to be a really pretty box on the shelf.
Yes.
Right? Like, they're just not going to sell these, and that's fine. Like, they just need to accept that these are bad.
Yes. They are. They super are.
They don't actually have a function in the game. Like 10-inch movement is meh, right?
It's fine.
It's not doing damage.
Nope.
These needed to be like your fun, like fast objective grabbers. But in general, like a unit of cav is more wounds, more control, more everything. Right?
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, it's not cutting it, man. And it's not doing damage either.
No. These don't. What would you say you do here? Right?
Yeah. Not so much.
Yeah, that Cygnus, they'll be 120 eventually, smacks the buy button. I mean, probably that's actually probably what they're worth, like 110, 120. Yeah. It's probably
I know. That's what I told you. They're worth 120.
Yeah. I agree with you. All right.
Like so at 100, hold on. At 100, 10 wounds on a 3-up is a great buy.
Sure, absolutely.
Yes. Not to control. To be clear, not to control.
Right.
If it was 10 wounds on a 3-up with 10 control for 10 bodies,
yeah,
you know, that's a good buy. This is not a good buy.
Sure.
Even at 120, let alone 170.
Yes.
So
breaking news.
So let's play a fun.
Suck. Yes.
So let's play a fun game.
Okay, I'm ready.
What would make it worth 170?
Well, to begin with, give them an attack profile that actually could do some damage, and and then let them still fight. That would be the very beginning. Like if their charioteer's weapons were like charge +1 damage and anti-infantry +1 rend, both of which make complete sense, by the way, for a chariot,
of course,
right?
Of course. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And they had like, let's say 6 attacks coming out of that instead of 4. So not like, again, I guess that's a 50% increase, but it's not like insane of a profile on 3s and 4s, rend 1, potentially, you know, damage 2 or rend 2 against infantry. Yeah, maybe that'd be like something in the right direction. I'm still not sure it'd be worth 170, but like I just said a lot of buffs, and we're, you know, directionally it's correct.
We're not there. You would have to add like a Liege Cavalos hero to this. Like keep the current people, the current dudes in the chariot, add another hero dude with his like 5 attacks, 2 damage profile.
Yep.
And add like 2 wounds. And also still have the mortal wounds on impact rather than on replacing attacks. And then you're at 170.
Yeah, I mean, if they like keep in mind the pack of these things, right?
And control. And control goes up to 5.
Sure.
Reminder. Control would then go up to 5.
Yeah. 100%. The control is actually a super killer on these guys. I don't, like I said, I don't normally care about control, but that's mostly because you're using like big units that actually have real control scores. These guys aren't taken away from anything.
This is the purpose of this is its control score. Like this is your like go take an objective.
Pin a unit down, out control them, something like that. Yeah. This will neither do the damage nor control the thing. It has no home. And Tom, keep in mind the combo package of like the boss on Chariot plus 2 of these guys is 570 points.
Insanity.
That's wild.
Insanity. Yeah.
Okay. So
just simply not worth it.
Agreed. It's crazy right now. All right. Let's talk about a happier thing. Death Riders. The only thing that makes me sad about Death Riders, other than like there's like the generic things of like, why do you have to jump through the hoops for your crit 2 hits and stuff? But like they have a couple good heroes who do some interesting things to them, as I talked about. I think Death Riders are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They have a 4-up save. I wish they had a 3-up save, but they have a 4-up save, so it is what it is. But again, since you got a 6-up ward base, and you can pretty easily get to a 5-up ward through RDP and something like that, it's fine. 3 attacks, 3s and 4s, rend 1, damage 1. But again, in that heavy army, you can easily go to 2s and 3s, right? Okay. You have the different tricks that we talked about earlier, right? And so on and so forth. And then you got your Death Rider Wedge. If this unit charges turn, pick an enemy unit in combat with it to be the target. Then you can pick a friendly Liege Cavalos within this unit's combat range to be the friendly target. Inflict D3 mortal damage on the enemy target. Inflict an additional D3 mortal damage on the enemy target if you picked a friendly target. So in other words, if they have their buddy with them, right, then you're doing 2d3 on the combat phase. Okay, but hold on. All right. Then this unit and the friendly target, if any, can move 10 inches. They can move through the combat ranges of enemy units, but cannot end that move in combat. Now, this is also core attack fight.
It is.
You're doing this instead of fighting. Okay. But I actually really like this ability.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it doesn't speak well to, first of all, I like that it's any combat phase, so it works on countercharge and all that. But like, ideally you are running this with some kind of Liege Cavalos. You're coming in, you're doing like 2d3 mortals. It's not a huge hit, but it's something. And then you're just attacking. And these dudes make like a decent number of attacks on a pretty good bonus, right? I think these guys are like having like probably, I think in the Cav heavy army, I'd go like 2 MSU units and 1 big unit, I think.
Sure.
You're not getting much out of that bigger unit other than just being like a crazy anvil that's hard to kill. But like, I like that you actually have the ability to just like shoot off. This is a crazy amount of movement, right? Yep. You move 10 inches, you charge, you use this ability, you shoot another 10 inches. Okay.
Yep.
Or realistically, you could move 12 because if you have the Liege Cavalos around, right? He and them move 12, they charge, then they shoot around. That's like a crazy amount of movement.
Yeah.
Okay. And movement wins AOS games. That's what I'd say. Like when you're just going to attack, you're going to soup them up with like crit 2 hits and go in with the +2 wound and use the RDP and you hit hard enough. Right. And that's fine.
Yep.
So when you were going for I like that they have both options. Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually like the Death Riders. I think they're pretty good. And they got significantly cheaper, by the by. They're 150. So you're actually getting like the classic 10 point to 1 health ratio out of them, which I do not think is a bad deal for these guys.
No, they're nice.
Yeah.
They feel like affordable. Yeah.
Yeah. Like 150 for 15 health on a 4-up, 6-up, or 4-up, 5-up. It's just like a very versatile unit, right? The big one could easily play Anvil using RDP. You can have the little ones and they hit hard, shoot around. They'll suddenly spike objectives.
10-inch move.
Yeah. Yeah. Good movement.
Yeah.
Potentially 12 because you probably have the Liege, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Again, he's like a cheap source of pretty good RDP.
And that's 15 if with the command or with the RDP.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's good movement.
Yeah. Like I legitimately think that the Cavalos list is pretty interesting, or the Liege Cavalos with them is pretty interesting. I think the question becomes, can you survive on like 6 or 7 RDP? That becomes the question.
Yeah, and that's what I'm not sure about.
Well, I'll say the nice part about it is that it does play in pretty well because you're not, other than your like 1 reinforced Death Rider unit, I think that you anchor, everything else isn't reinforced. So you are getting the cheap version out of
That's
it,
true.
right?
That's true.
So you get like you're getting more mileage out of your RDP, if you will, right? You're a more sort of gas efficient vehicle or whatever. More miles per gallon on your RDP. So asking 6 or 7. 6 or 7 is the reason I said 6 or 6, 7. The reason that I said that is because like the Liege Cavalier brings you 6, Arch Santos, whatever his name is 7 RDP.
Yeah.
I'm assuming in these lists you're not taking Catacross. So
like I don't know how you would.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
You know what it dawned on me, like looking at this for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever did the design for this army like years ago played way too much Ultima Online.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a heck of a call out. Why?
They legitimately look like the bone armor from Ultima Online.
Sure. I am betting that a lot of the people who worked design on this book were like 8 years old, Tom, when Ultima Online released, but sure.
I mean, that might be the case, but like I was trying to like place it, right? I was trying to figure out like what am I missing here?
It looks like the classic bone armor you fished out of like the Lich House or something like that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Google it, folks. Ultima Online bone armor.
Absolutely.
Mask and everything.
Tom, we got a super chat question for you from Colby.
Oh.
Question for Tom: what army or armies is your heart and soul? I think for Tom it varies. It's whatever's interesting at the moment, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's such a tough call. Like, I mean, I have one real answer, which is high elves.
Sure.
Right? Those don't exist in AOS anymore. And so I think my passion project is probably KO. The challenge with KO is that I just don't enjoy playing them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I spent years and years converting and pouring into them, but I just don't play them anymore.
Sure. Yep. Because they're just like, they're just not. Yeah. Yeah. They're just not
like they've went through a lot of iterations is what I would say. Like, and I've always wanted them to work, but man, it's rough.
Yes. Controversial opinion. Ultima Online is one of the best MMOs of all time, and we went the wrong direction when we didn't continue pursuing that strand of MMO design and instead went the WoW route. Instead, we chose wrong. We've fallen from the eyes of God. Okay, there you go.
We should have pursued the sandboxy players
alignment based everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loot and steal, and plunder, baby. Absolutely.
Players police themselves.
You know? Players policing themselves. That's right.
Safe in packs, dangerous alone.
Yeah. Okay. Now we've come at last to the Mortec Guard. The supposed base anchor of the army. Still 1 health, 4 up, 6 up, 4-inch move. Their little blades are 2 attacks, 3 4s, no rend, 1 damage. They have anti-cav, +1 rend. And they have Shield of the Legion. Once per phase, army. Reaction, opponent declared an attack ability that targeted a visible Ossiarch Bonereapers unit within this unit's combat range. You give that attack -1 rend. So if they go into them and choose to attack something else that's also nearby them, they basically get to play like a little minor bodyguard role, right, by sapping a rend away.
Yep. But it's 20 wounds on a 4 up, 6 up.
It is, in fact, 20. Yeah, you're assuming a reinforced unit. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Sure.
Right. Because it's not 10 wounds. Like if you go into them on 10 wounds, you're going to just lift them accidentally.
Yep. Here's my take on these dudes. You'll be happy to hear, Tom, that they're 110 points. Okay.
I mean, I could go lower.
I think 110 is perfectly reasonable for what they can do. I think you have
I could go lower.
Sure. I don't think 220 is a terrible deal for them. That's what I'll say. And I don't think you ever have more than one unit in your army. But I think one unit is fine.
I think 220. I think 220, if they were on a 3-up save, would be a good deal. Because it's only 20 wounds.
I understand. I know. I understand. They also can be brought back, stuff like that. So,
Ish. They can brought back ish. Like, gone is the day of the Gothathar Harvester that's putting back 50% of them.
Sure. I understand. I get it. I wouldn't, you're right. I wouldn't hate them at 100 and 200. That would be fine. Okay. That's probably correct. I'm just saying I don't think at 110 they're like garbage. That's what I'm saying. I think they're fine. I'm giving them a solid 20, fine.
I think 20 wounds on a 4-up save is garbage. Just from a meta standpoint. Like, I just, sure. That doesn't get me up at night, especially when they don't even have rend.
Sure.
Like, what are they doing?
Existing. Being a pseudo anvil by popping the 5-up ward on them and sapping rend.
They are simply absorbed. But like,
I mean, keep in mind they're effectively a 3-up as long as the attacking unit doesn't have rend. Has some kind of rend, I mean.
Okay. No, that's only when you attack another unit, right? Not when you attack them.
Opponent declared an attack ability that targeted a visible Ossiarch Bonereapers unit within this unit's combat range. They can do it on themselves. They are a visible Ossiarch Bonereapers unit within their own combat range.
That's fair. Here's the real question.
Yes.
20 of these guys for 200.
Yeah.
Like, assuming they went down to 200.
Yeah, sure.
Or 5 cav for 150.
Yeah, the 5 cav is better. There's no doubt.
Always. Like, maybe not for sitting on objectives.
Yes.
But they're more than double their movement.
Yep.
In the same hit point to wound ratio. And the cav can actually kill and have movement tricks.
Sure.
Right? I think I don't know what they're doing.
I understand. Being a decent sized footprint in your back line. Like, that's, I suppose, what they're doing. But it doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I think at most you're going to use one unit of these ever. Okay?
Sure.
Okay? It's like, I think going to a 5-up ward and sapping away a rend from potentially them or something else near them is valuable. But if people didn't have them, I don't think that's the end of the world. Okay? Because I think that I think a lot of people are going to buy some triaxes is what it comes down to. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So you've got the Terratic. I'm not sure really. You got these weirdos. Okay. Cohort. Which is a beast unit with a maximum control score of 1 that has a pre-game move. And once per turn, army in any hero phase, this unit can move 3 inches. If it can move into combat, if it can move into combat, it must. If it was in combat at the start of the move, it must end that move in combat. These little weirdos are 90 points. You get 8 little guys. They're beasts.
Sure.
It's a pre-game move thing. Like, it is what it is. It's a 90-point unit that you take one of that can't be reinforced, that you go, like, take an objective with or something. Right, fine. Okay. Cool. Neat. They have attacks. Honestly, their attacks are better than Mortech Guard, so that's something. But they have a 5-up save, so rough.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like, they are a it's so funny because there's 8 of them.
Yes. It's a weird unit. As all these, like, Warcry recycled guys are, right?
But the whole unit has a control score of 1.
Correct. Because it's a beast unit, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Triaxes. Your new guys, your shooters.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
1 health, 5 up save, 6 up ward. Obviously, like most shooters, they're not very defensive. You got your bow. It's an 18-inch range, 2 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, damage 1. Perfectly good shooting profile.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So right away, we're already doing pretty good. Okay. Like we have a good base to operate from. Then we got 3 abilities of sorts. So you got your Balefire Braziers. Because remember, like this unit comes with like 24 models in the box. It's like 20 shooters and 4 of these weird little braziers, right? So
sure.
It's a weird unit. This unit's Balefire Braziers are tokens. There are 2 of them for every 10 models in the unit. After setting up this unit on the battlefield for the first time, place its Balefire Braziers next to it. Fine. Okay, great. Then, once per turn army reaction, you declared a shoot ability for this unit. Effect. After that shoot ability has been resolved, if all of this unit's attacks targeted the same enemy unit, and this unit has any Balefire Braziers next to it, place 1 of those Balefire Braziers next to the enemy unit. You with me
I
so
love how
far?
they're walking you through. Yes, they're walking you through how this works.
I know.
Every ability box.
Yes.
This is one ability.
It's one
as an
ability with
aside
3
that
boxes.
has been broken.
Yes.
Yeah, that has been broken into 3.
Correct. That's why I said they have 3 abilities, kind of.
Mhm.
Like on the page they do. It's factually true.
Yeah. I see 3 boxes.
Absolutely. And then they have Atavistic Nightmares. While any of this unit's Balefire Braziers are next to an enemy unit, subtract 3 from the control scores of enemy units within that enemy unit's combat range. If an ability would heal or return slain models to an enemy unit while any of this unit's Balefire Braziers are next to it, that ability does not heal or return any slain models to it. Instead, place those Balefire Braziers next to this unit. They come home. This is actually a good ability. Okay. That
So
first
is
part
it
about like the control
minus
score of 3, I don't care.
Is it minus 3 total control?
You subtract 3 from it. While you have any of them, you're subtracting 3 from the control score. Correct. Not the characteristic, the score. So whatever the total is. You got 10 guys in the unit, they're now control 7.
Yep.
I don't care about that part as much. The fact that you
Right.
can't heal or return slain models to the unit is actually a pretty good thing. Like, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, until you heal and it returns the brazier instead.
Right. Effectively, it makes them burn off their heal to get rid of the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, like that's a pretty, like that's a nice silver bullet to have in your army. That's what I'll say. Okay.
Yep. And how much are 10 of these?
Okay, so the triaxes, the Mortec triaxes, are 10 for 140. So they're, about what you would expect for shooters.
Yep.
And
yeah, I think that they are a viable, I think they're a viable take.
Yeah, and keep in mind,
range. Sure.
It's not just the targeted unit that the healing is shut off and the control score is sap from. It's everybody basically in the combat range of the brazier, right? So you can tag multiple units with it. I legitimately don't think
if a bunch of units are all humping an objective.
Yeah,
if a bunch of people are humping an objective, you're going to reduce all of them.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it actually is weirdly anti-death tech, right? Like it makes them quite good into the other armies of death that want to heal a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Admittedly, you have these guys and you're fighting like Iron Jaws or something. It's like, okay, well, I guess it shuts off rally, which is cool, right? Something. But there's a lot of healing in this game right now of like weird just model restoration, and this does shut it off. So there you go. Sure. And I don't hate that like 280 for a unit of these where you're making 41 shots.
41 shots.
Yeah, on 3s, 4s, rend 1, damage 1. It's good. Like Sentinels basically have the same profile, right? It's pretty good.
Yep. And they still have half the attacks of the melee guys.
Sure.
On the same profile.
Sure.
Like legitimately. Like
I understand.
Like
I know.
Their saves not as good, but they have really good ranged attacks comparative, like they just out offense the other guys 10-1. I mean, not really, but like they do a lot more damage.
Yes. Like I think this is pretty good. They're pretty good. They're a good shooting unit. A good standard
like it's not a
infantry shooting unit.
it's not a spammable unit. You'll have one
No.
unit of 20.
Mhm.
Right, but I think that that's like I wish that we could move more towards that generally. Where we
Yeah,
have
like I
like
said, even
one
in if I was doing like the
unit.
cav heavy army, I'd probably still have a unit of these shooters in that mix.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I agree.
All right. Then you got the Mortis Reapers. These are the new ninja skeletons. Okay.
Okay. You have my attention.
Well, let's see if I can keep it. So these guys are weird. They come in units of 5. All right. They have 2 health on a 5-up, 6-up.
Okay.
All right. Their weapons are 3 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, damage 1. So out of a unit of 5, you're getting 16 attacks. Right. On 3s, 4s, rend 1, damage 1. Now they also have anti-hero +1 rend. Okay. Which is like a thing I generally don't care about because I think anti-hero is stupid. But it's
not impossible to get +1 to hit, +1 to wound as well. So they could move to 2s and 3s.
Absolutely. They could. Yes. 100%. All right. So then you got 2 abilities here. Once return army, end of any turn, you got necro caches. Pick each enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a d3 for each target. On 2-up, they take that amount of mortal damage. Then this unit can move 6 inches. It can move through the combat ranges of enemy units, but cannot end that move in combat. Okay? So at the end of any turn,
they have an escape.
They have an escape. Yes, exactly. Okay? Yep. Which is good. Like, end of turn moves are strong. It's only 6 inches. It's not like a teleport, but it's strong. Okay? Once return army, any movement phase, if there are, you get to declare, if there are no enemy units within 6 inches of this unit, pick a terrain feature within 3 inches of this unit to be the target, which is an interesting target. Remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again, wholly within 3 inches of the target and more than 9 inches from all enemy units. Okay. So they can like teleport slingshot around a piece of terrain.
Terrain pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, to jump to other sides of the terrain piece.
Correct.
Okay. 120.
90 points for 5.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a buyer at 90.
Absolutely. I think they're super worth it for 90 points. 100%.
Are they reinforceable?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Like, I think these guys are legitimately good at 90 points, right? It's a very mobile unit. Obviously, it depends a lot on the particular board you're playing on. Like, the size of the terrain can matter. Boy, these guys are straight killers at NashCon. They can be anywhere. But, like, it's great.
Teleport the whole board.
Off of one piece of terrain.
Yeah, or Holy Wars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I would really... there's actually one very small thing that makes me angry, okay? This is very minimal.
You could run 50 of these guys at Holy Wars.
Sure. The only thing that bothers me about them, honestly, is the wholly within 3 inches of the target. I would love it so much more if it was wholly within 6. I know that's so minimal of a change, but I do think it would change a lot what their actual mobility would matter. Like, it would make it a lot less dependent on the like board and the terrain and the size of the thing if you could set up within 6 and 9, like 6 from the terrain and 9 from enemy units. But again, at 90 points for a unit with a lot of movement shenanigans, they're pretty good. I mean, yes.
Like,
are they a ton of attacks? No, probably. Like, no, but they'll certainly go kill other cheap chaff. Like, they'll slice the heck out of most other cheap chaff in the game.
Have almost as many attacks as an infantry unit, like a 10-man infantry unit. Like, and they're certainly going to do more damage on average. No questions asked. Because they're rend 1.
Yeah,
and anti-hero rend, right? Like, heaven forbid they actually get into like some meat somewhere.
Yep. Like,
yeah, I'm a buyer at 90.
Exactly. I mean, at like 90 points, it's good.
And look at that cloak, dude.
I know. The fact that they came in 30 points cheaper than you thought, right? Not bad. By the way, I don't know that there's not some kind of play here with like a reinforced unit of these as like a light hammer, a very mobile light hammer, because that would be 31 attacks on like a pretty good attack profile that would take the buffs really well from RDP.
Right. And that's what I was saying. They would go to 2s and 3s, like 2s and 3s, -1, -2 against heroes, 1 damage, and then you could crit 2 hits.
Yep.
Right? With a spell.
Yeah, you could crit 2 hits with a
You're
spell.
gonna,
yes, correct.
And you would do that before you move.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
You'd hit him with the sauce. You do the thing. I mean, they can still move after they do their no escaping the tithe. Right? They teleport around the thing. They can still move their 6. It's not a core move ability. And it happens automatically.
Oh. That's super fascinating because they teleport within 9 out, and then they move to 3 inches out for a 3-inch charge.
Yeah.
Now that's super fascinating.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm telling you, I think these guys are good.
And you throw a Bone Tithe Nexus out in the middle of the board to teleport around.
You do. You do bring your own big terrain piece. That's funny. I hadn't even considered it because I forget about that stupid thing. But yes, you're right. You do bring your own big, giant, dumb terrain piece to set up, and that is quite a lot of footprint of teleportation movement. Yeah.
This is what we call the Bone Ninja Shrine.
Yeah.
They just flip right around it.
So there you go.
I mean, I think there's some play there. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, did I forget about the can't move after setting up in the core rules? Oh, that's right. That's right. If you just never mind, I'm lying. They can't move. Yes, because you got set up that turn. You're right. I forgot about the core rule. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
So they move and then teleport.
Yeah. Yes, they move and then teleport. Yes, other way around. Sorry.
Yes. So they can move to.
They can move to the terrain.
They can move to and then teleport.
Right. Correct. So, anyways, I still think I think these guys are legitimately good.
They can legitimately retreat out of combat as well and then teleport away.
Yeah. They could retreat out and teleport. Yes, 100%. Yep. Okay. Great. Let's keep going. All right, our big guys, these big dudes, the big boys. All right, so you got the Immortus Guard and the Necropolis Stalkers, still at 4 health, which leaves them with a very sad 1 control. The Immortus Guard, 3 up, 6 up. The Necropolis Stalkers, 4 up, 6 up. Okay. You might ask yourself, Tom, did we fix the 1 damage problem on the Necropolis Stalkers? Did we fix the thing that was obvious nonsense? No.
Of course not.
No, we did not. Why is my camera fuzzy? Find me.
They could have just doubled the attacks.
There you go. Yeah.
If they didn't want to give 2 damage, they could have just doubled attacks.
Yeah. Prepare to be whelmed. Yes, indeed. I'm very upset about this focus thing. There we go. Okay. Immortus Guard. 3 attacks, 3 threes, 1 ren, 2 damage. That's right. The guys with the smaller weapons are 2 damage. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't ask questions. Once per turn, army, any combat phase, Immortal Bulwark. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit that is charged this turn to be the target. Other than the companion weapon ability, weapon abilities for the target's combat attacks have no effect for the rest of the turn. This is a very strong ability. Right? Doesn't give them companion. That'd be even cooler. But it shuts off everything except companion.
Yeah,
okay.
I like it.
Immortus Guard are where are they at here? There we go. 3 for 170, so they did not change. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's 12 health for 170 points on a 3 up, 6 up that is never going to get tagged by any special weapon ability, effectively, right? For your primary unit. because you're going to take 1 unit of them. So, okay. Right? I mean, they're very, like, if they're trying to absorb the charge, they're the 3-up, 5-up this turn. Right?
Sure. But it's only 12 wounds.
Sure, I understand. But, like, that's actually significant. That's actually a significant amount of health under a 3-up, 5-up, no additional enhancement. Unless somebody just, like, has a killer base profile. Most hammer units rely on their special abilities on their weapons, right? To do stuff.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Ymir says, has the psychographic profile for OBR changed? What did we have them as? Like Johnny Spike? Probably, I think is where we set them.
Yeah. They feel more Timmy right now. They feel more
really.
Timmy.
I don't think that's the case. This does not appeal to me at all, and I am the ultimate Tim arbiter. I think they shifted a little more. I honestly don't know. I'd have to think about it. Right. I think like they're probably still Johnny.
They didn't shift Johnny. There's not enough tricks to be Johnny. And
yeah, but there's a lot of like you gotta skillfully use your thing and have a plan and intermingle your abilities and whatever. Like I'm not saying it's a good version of it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. That is true. It's only if the enemy charged, yes, that you get to use that ability. But they can absorb a charge very well. All right, the Necropolis Stalkers. Farther move at 7 inches, but they, again, 4-up, 6-up instead of the 3-up, 6-up. They have their very big, very underwhelming swords on 3/3, rend 2, damage 1. And they have once per turn army, any combat phase. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in the target unit. For each 6, inflict 1 mortal damage on the target. If this unit has 3 or more models, then it's 5-up instead. Okay. Horde thinner on your melee weapon. All right. It's fine. I am in fact whelmed. On the bright side, they're 3 for 140. I guess that can like kind of in some situations make up for their Garbo damage. But obviously somebody's just going to hit them with like their bull centaurs instead or something. You know. Like that's what you're doing. You're just like, if you know this army, you're never putting your unit of 20 into these guys. You're putting your unit of 3 into them. And just being like, I'll take the 1 mortal wound.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. All right. But they are cheaper. Something. Then you got your 2 Morghasts, your Archai and your Harbingers. Remember when these guys used to be absolutely insane, Tom? Remember when they used to do like real wild stuff? Okay.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah. They still do some stuff. So these guys, 6 health, 3-up save, the Archai, and a 6-up ward, control 2. 3 attacks each, 3s, 2s, 2 rend, 3 damage, anti-monster, +1 rend, and crit 2 hits already built on base. They have a ward of 3-up against damage points inflicted by spell, prayer, and manifestation abilities. Okay. That's fine.
Fun.
And then once per turn, any hero phase, you get to roll a die, and on a 3-up, you get +1 to your casting rolls for some for one of your wizards.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Like,
are they 180?
So obviously they come in 2s. Is that what you're picking for them? 180?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Morghast Archai are 2 for 260, Tom. So you missed it by that much.
Okay.
Yeah. They're
so
expensive.
12 wounds on a 3-up 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
For maybe +1 to save or +1 to cast. Cool.
Correct. I mean, they have a good attack profile. Like, you know, damage 3 on Rend 2 is nothing to scoff at. Chicago reminds me of old school Corn with all the if-then within logic branches. Corn, now with less blood. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's bone corn. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, ideally, you would put them together with the dude on the chair who would march along behind them. They would try to buff him so he can cast his strike first better, and he would give them strike first. Yes, 100%. Yep. He's actually like the secret power pair with them, right? Because he's a wizard too. So blah, blah, blah. There you go. Morghast Harbingers. 6 health. They only have a 4-up save. I don't know why. Same amount of armor, but here we are. They are also anti-monster +1 rend and also crit 2 hits, and they have basically the exact same attack profile despite the different weapons because nothing means anything anymore. 3 attacks, 3 to hit, 2 to wound, 2 rend, and 3 damage. And they still charge 3d6. So there you go. If you want my honest opinion,
they're worth 240.
The Harbingers, I think they're a better unit. I'll say this, okay? Like I think the Harbingers are a better unit than the Archai, because like I don't actually value the +1 to cast since I don't get it automatically. If it was just like I get to pick a guy and give him a +1 to cast, I'd be way more into it. But that's going to just fail when you don't want it to, and I don't care about the ward against spell and prayers at all. That just whatever. Who cares? Oh, they don't have helmets. Oh, you got me. You got me on that one, Bat Pockets. That's it. That was the missing save. +1 to AC. Like charge 3d6 is just a very good ability, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
these
absolutely.
guys are 10 points cheaper. They're 250.
I accept.
Okay. But like the save loss is huge. That's like such a big deal. Both of these guys are overcosted. I mean, let's just say it straight how it is, right? Like there's a decent number of scrolls in this book where we need to come down some points. These two, I think, are like some of the ultimate people for me.
Yeah, but they can be 2s and neg 2/3 damage.
I understand. Yes.
Like
100%.
Not too much work.
No, that like they're meant to get in and do a lot of damage, and like they have an actual delivery mechanism for that. With a 10
They're like the
Varen
Varen
charge. Sure. So like again, a unit of 4 of these though at freaking 500 is like not insignificant. But you know.
They're also crit 2 hits natively.
They are crit 2 hits natively.
On
yes.
on Ren 2/3 damage attacks.
Sure, absolutely.
Like it like I mean, like I said, a 240 is what I picked. I would take him at 250. I think I would fit him in sometimes.
Sure. Yes, it is very easy to whiff with these dudes. There's no doubt. But again, if you can get them down to like 2s and 2s, it's pretty unlikely. I mean, it's worth taking the risk for the biscuit to get there. Hopefully, you should be picking your targets right, so they're actually just eliminating whatever they swing at, and nothing swings back on them.
Mm-hmm. But the question is would I rather have 4 of these guys or 15 knights?
Sure. Yeah, it's a reasonable comparison. And I think both maybe both is the answer, honestly. Like I think having this like fly hammer unit that's damage 3 with Ren 2 is pretty useful, right? I know everybody's like very hung up on the save thing, and I agree the save thing matters. It does, right? But I don't know, man. I value actually being able to deliver my hammers way more than I value almost anything else. And I just think 3d6 charge is one of the strongest abilities in the game. So
I agree.
Like in my experience, anything I've ever had with 3d6 charge meant I got to pick my fight, period. So
right. And especially if you have a functionally 13-inch move if you need.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. I do think right now, given the current field, they're a little too expensive, Gabe. I really do. I just do. I think they're good, but I think they're a little too expensive for what they are. Okay. Gothzar Harvesters. Let's see. So this is, obviously the big guy. I was trying to think about describe this thing, and I was like, I don't know. I was trying to think of a funny way to describe him. Hammer fist guy, weird horse ogre monster. I don't know.
The corpse collector.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, he's 4 up, 6 up with 10 health and a 6-inch move, so pretty much the stats he's always had. He's got a Soul Crusher weapon still, which are 6 attacks, 4s, 2s, Ren 2, damage 3. Notably, he is a war machine, not a monster, because, he's, I guess, just an assemblage of things. By that logic, though, everything in this book should be a war machine. So, okay. Bone Zamboni. Yeah, or just Zamboni. I don't think we actually need the other part first. So that's fine.
Or a Zam.
Yeah, just Zamboner or Zamboni, something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's got his bone cage, which is either full or empty. It starts the battle full. Once per turn, army, end of any turn. Roll a dice for each enemy unit that has been destroyed this battle. So just, that's a running thing. Add 1 to each roll if this unit used a fight ability this turn. If any of the rolls are 4+, this unit is full. So, like, that's pretty easy to go back to full. I mean, I'm just saying, because it's the end of any turn, and you're getting to roll 1 dice per enemy unit that's been destroyed. Like, you will destroy some enemy units. That will happen. And once per turn, army, your hero phase. If this unit is full, oh, I'm so full. Pick a visible friendly OBR unit within 12. Return 1 slain model to the target unit. If the target has a health characteristic of 1, return 3 slain models to it instead. Then this unit is empty. So, you know, they can bring back a Morghast. They can bring back Death Riders and stuff like that. They can bring back 3 little triaxes, your shooters.
Archers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
3 ninjas. No,
they can bring back 3 ninjas. No, because they have a health characteristic of 2.
Yeah,
only one ninja comes
one
back.
ninja.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Yes. Okay. So let's see. The Gothjar Harvester is 200 points. He went up 60 points, which feels aggressive. I mean, I guess the ability to bring back an Archai or whatever is very strong, but that feels aggressive.
And he has a real melee profile.
He does have a real melee profile. Yes.
Like, if I send him into something, he is going to lift models.
Sure. He'll kill stuff. Yeah. He hits with 3 attacks. He wounds with 2 of them. Probably both get through, and he does about 6 damage.
I mean, he wounds with 2, maybe 3.
Sure.
Because again, you're only missing on 1.
Yeah.
On your wound.
That's fine. Then they would save. I'm sort of rolling. I didn't apply a save.
Yeah.
And instead took it out of the wound.
Yeah.
But yes. I'm assuming 1 dice out of the 2 of those things gets removed. Right.
Yeah.
So yes, he's probably worth about 6 damage. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. Yeah, Branu says bringing back anything is strong. In combination with the Soul Mason, it's a lot of recursion. I don't disagree. Again, like the Bone Shaper guy or whatever he is, who can like restore back half a unit and or make you rally with +3 dice. Again, you can have a lot of return.
Yep.
The Crawler, your big shooter.
Yep.
The Crawler is also 250 points. It's got its catapult.
It's a lot.
24-inch range, crit 2 hits, 4 attacks, 4s and 2s, rend 1, damage D3 +2. Once per turn, army reaction, you declared a shoot ability for this unit. After that shoot ability has been resolved, if all of this unit's attacks targeted the same enemy unit, roll a die, add 1 to the roll. If this unit is wholly within 12 inches of an ossifactor, add 1 to the roll if any other friendly Mortek crawlers picked that enemy unit to be the target of all their shooting attacks this turn. So you could technically get it to a 2-up. On a 4-up, the target has strike last. So
I like that.
If you're just doing it base, right? Like if you bring one of these, I think the Ossifactor is like okay at best. So I don't really care. I'm not sure I'd have an Ossifactor, but maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. But like if you're just doing it base, it's a 50-50 chance at strike last. Right?
Yeah.
Once per turn, army your shooting phase, curse steel. For the rest of the turn, this unit's ranged weapons have anti-faction terrain +1 rend, and add 1 to the damage characteristic of this unit's ranged weapons for attacks that target faction terrain features. That is the funniest ability.
Destroy that shrine.
Take that, Lumineth. You're going down. You are going down, son. Had enough of your dumb power armor. Yeah, it's a funny ability. But look, they're fine. It's like pretty decent damage, honestly. Again, you tend to hit with 2 attacks, wound with both. They probably make 1 save, so it's worth D3 plus 2 damage. If you get a crit 2 hits off, that can spike though, right?
Yep. I mean, Ren 1 sucks, but
Ren 1 sucks.
Yeah, I don't hate it. But 50 coin flip on strikes last. And notice that's once per turn army, just you declared a shoot ability. So you could unleash with it and strikes last with your unleash.
Yes, you could.
In their turn.
Yep. And if you do have the Ossiarch, remember he's got the 3-up, turn it into Ren 2.
Okay.
Right? So, I mean, it is a very obvious power pair. I think if you were taking one of these or 2 of these, if you're taking 2 of these, you almost definitely have the Ossiarch, right? But keep in mind, you only get 1 bite at the apple of the strike last. So the second one is just shooting to shoot. For funsies. Okay.
Yep. Well, now you would shoot, and then after when the second one shoots the same target, then you strikes last.
Yeah, correct. Because that's what gives you the bonus, yes. And then you'd be on a 2-up, which is obviously much more reliable. All right, our fairly manifesties. We got the Bone Tithe Shrieker. Remember, all of these are cast on a 6, all within 12, all 9 from enemies. Okay? So the Shrieker is a -1 to ward. It's just a ward pop for everybody within 12 inches of it. Enemy units, that is to say.
Yep. And it has, like 4 12-inch range shooting attacks.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. You know what's neat about this guy is he sets up 9 away, and he is sapping their ward on setup, right? Because he's got a 12-inch range on his minus and shooting at them. Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't hate that.
Not bad. Then you got the Soul Stealer Carrion. And he is like the most crazy. Now, this is actually objective control manipulation I could get into. He has some attacks. They're fine. They're not terrible. They're fine. But he subtracts 10 from the control scores of enemy units while they're within 6 inches of this manifestation.
6 inches. Oof.
I mean, you're going to run him in anyways, right? The problem is he can't set up and sap unless he makes the long bomb charge or something. Right. So he's like it's not reliable, but at best.
Not reliable, but it is fun.
Yep. Yeah, the bird is fine. I mean, -10 is like, that's crazy. That's a penalty. And then finally, your Nightmare Predator, which does basically what it always did, which is if this manifestation was destroyed or banished this turn, and the unit that summoned it is on the battlefield, roll a die, add 1 to the roll. If any enemy models were slain by this manifestation's combat attacks this turn, on a 4-up, you set it up again, wholly within 12 inches of the unit that summoned it, and more than 9 from all enemy units. And so, like, it just keeps coming back on its own without you needing to recast it, which is cool. So that's fine. Honestly, their end the spells are all pretty decent. So I don't really have a problem with any of them. I think the bird's a good off-turn cast. I think the Bone Tithe Shrieker is a good on-turn cast, and the Predator, you just kind of get out there and get running as early as you can.
Yep.
All right. And then the Nexus, the last thing, it has attacks. Okay. It fights with that sword, which is like funny. And then it's got Deathly Aura. Enemy units cannot be set up within X inches of this terrain feature, where X is determined by the current battle round as follows. And like, it's significant. This thing has a huge footprint, and just like basically in round 3 is shutting off enemy setups for everywhere outside the like very edges of the board. Once you get past that, it's just like, never mind, you don't set people up anymore. And it's funny that it can attack now. It's only got 2 attacks on 4s and 2s, but it's 4s and 2s, Ren 2, damage 3. You can't just like send... I used to always kill this thing with just like 10 Night Runners that would just go fight it wherever they hit it, and I would just slowly break this thing down. That will not work anymore. Sadly. Nope. So, there you go. That's Bone Tithe. Okay. Yeah. So, that's fun. Armies of Renown. Shall we close out, Tom, with the armies of renown? Okay. Almost home. We got 2 of them, like always. So the first is the Lance of Ossiarch, who, well, I bet you can guess where this one's going. Okay.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Bones.
Okay, 2 swords, 2 attacks. Exactly. That's right. Just like we follow the thing follows that thing follows the Keeper of Secrets claw rules. All right, so you got to take Arch Cavalos Santos.
Clear.
Now you can have the Liege Cavalos War Chariot and the Cavalos War Chariots, but don't worry, you don't have to take them. You just can. I will not be. Thank you. I'm trying to get my camera to fix again. There you go. It's still not focused, and it's really bothers me when it does this. Any Ossiarch Bonereapers cavalry units, obviously. And here we go. Okay, so I lost all of my RDP, right? So what do I get instead? Once per battle round army, start of the battle round, I get the Praetorian Elite. You must use this ability if there are any friendly Lance of Ossia heroes on the battlefield. Pick one to be the target. You gain a number of relentless discipline points equal to the number shown after the target's RDP keyword. Oh, okay, never mind. I do still have my RDP stuff. Well, that's fun. All right. And then, but I have different abilities. Okay, so what can I do? I have Vengeful Outriders. 1, 2, blah, blah, blah. Same crap applies, right? Add 2 inches to the target's move characteristic. Yep. It's not as good.
Not 3.
2. Yeah. You've got, and then you've got your movement phase, Silent Menace. Okay. And basically you pick a unit, then you pick a visible enemy unit within 12, and they can't use redeploy for the rest of the turn.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yes, that's true. It does not have the run restriction. It's only 2 inches, but it doesn't have the you can't run restriction. So that is true.
That's true. That's true.
And then you've got your Cavalos Lance. When a friendly Lance of Ossia unit uses the Power Through command, the target does not have to have a lower health characteristic than the friendly unit. Great. This is very good. This is a very good ability. It's not as good as being able to power through all the time, but it's a good ability. We're still going. Still got 2 more. Don't worry. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Are they all movement? No, there's still more. Don't worry. In the charge phase, okay, we can pick a Lance of Ossia unit that has charged this turn and has not used an RDP ability, and all of their weapons get crit 2 hits. Sadly, this does not work with a spell, but so that's fine. Not that you're going to have a spell.
But it includes companion weapons, which means that all of the Cav and all of your riders get crit 2 hits.
That's right. You're not going to have a spell anyways because you don't have spellcasters in this. That's what's neat. Spellcasters suck anyways. So magic is dumb. Really good. Mm-hmm. And then you have any combat phase blood smeared hooves, which is again 1, 2. Add 1 to the rend characteristic of the target's weapons, including companion weapons, for the rest of the turn.
Oof. They're gonna come in hot.
So then you have a heroic trait for prevailing tactician. If a friendly Arch Cavalos Xantos is not wholly within 12 inches of this unit, you gain 2 RDP, which would mean you have 9, effectively, right? Because Xantos is in the army. You theoretically have another Liege Cavalos. You're picking Xantos to get 7, and then getting this to get 2 more. And it's like they weren't going to be near each other anyways, probably, because they're each leading their own Cav formation. Right. And then you have an artifact that lets you subtract control scores, and it's fine. It's whatever. It exists. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty good army of renown. Like, again, I already talked earlier about how much I like the horsies, and I was like, I was waiting for us to get to this, because if I were going to build it normally, I would build it with some of the archers, and obviously there'd be a couple of casters in there, stuff like that. Like, I think you could do that version. It's a little more mixed. But if you wanted to go heavy and really just do the Cav army, I think the chariots are Garbo, and you never take them. I think I think if you're doing the Cav army and you really want to go for it, I think this is actually a pretty decent way to do it. You'd have a ton of like 5-man Cav units.
All the horses.
Yep.
And like, I love, like, I'm not a big fan of spamming, but man, when you hit, you're going to hit hard.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Like, you end up with 9 RDP, which means you can have quite a few units every turn doing what you need to be doing. It's not bad.
You can at least have 2, which is the key, right? You have 2 reinforced units doing all the things.
Yep. Yeah, that is true. Only 1 cav unit can ever get the charge plus 1 damage per turn, but that's fine. It just means you got to like pick your targets very carefully, right? Like, who needs the 2 damage, who could still get there with the 1 damage, and being red too. Okay. All right. Then we've got Null Myriad, where you must have Archon the Black, and he must be your general. Then any non-unique Ossiarch Bonereaper Wizard heroes, and then any Ossiarch Bonereapers infantry. Okay, so infantry, and then you've got everything else, whatever. Okay. All right. Again, no RDP. Okay. So what do I get for losing my entire army ability? Well, you get Arcane Immunity. All of your units have a ward of 4 up against Spell, Prayer, and Manifestations, which does not matter. It's stupid. That never does damage unless you're fighting like 2 armies in the game. So who cares? So this is nothing. Then you get Supernatural Absorption. Once per turn, army your hero phase. Pick an enemy manifestation within a friendly Null Myriad unit's combat range to be a target. Roll a die on a 3-up. The target is banished. That friendly unit heals X, where X is the target's health characteristic. And if they're not damaged, then you get to return slain models to the unit. Neat. Dumb. And then first of the Mortarchs, each time you make a casting roll for a friendly Archon the Black, always funny how that has to be phrased, if all of the following are true, that spell cannot be unbound. The unmodified casting roll contains 2 or more results the same value. The casting roll equals or exceeds the spell's casting value and is not miscast.
Okay, so you can't roll double 1s.
Correct. Or double 2s, realistically, because nothing casts on a 4, right? But double 3, for most of your spells, double 3, 4, and 5, and 6 will make your spells ununbind.
But you could give yourself +1 to cast, right?
Yeah, there is like, yes, technically your Nadirite weapons still goes on a 5, so that would work. Yes, correct. He automatically has +1.
Do you have Natirites? Do you have Nadirite weapons though?
What a great question.
No, you don't, but you do have.
He does have a
unearthly
5,
aura.
yeah. Your heroic trait is 1 from wound rolls for shooting attacks that target friendly Null Myriad units within 12 inches. Your artifact is in your combat phase. You get to pick a visible enemy within 12 and roll a die. You get +1 on a 3-up. You get to add +1 to hit rolls for your infantry. Okay, this is in the combat phase.
I don't hate either of those.
So I super hate this one because I don't know what this does. You lose all of your RDP. Okay. So you have no
I don't
RDP
hate either of those. The trait or artifact of power is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's fine. Like, they're okay. It's fine.
Yeah, like,
who's swinging? What are the infantry you've taken with this army?
A bunch of Morghast.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a bunch of Morghast that are all on a 4-up ward against manifestations, and if they get close to manifestations, they automatically dispel on a 3+, and your guys super heal. So they shoot back up. So manifestations are going to heal your own stuff.
Well, I mean, nobody's going to people are not going to summon their manifestations against you. That fight.
Sure, which is true.
Like, the first 2 abilities are just Ipsum Lorem text that says you never get attacked by manifestations and you never get a spell cast on you. Great. Okay, cool. And like, if you're fighting an army where that was required, you win. And if you're fighting anybody else, they don't care.
The aura of enervation is a really interesting like AoE debuff, like a 12-inch -1 to wound against shooting. Which is actually a really nice defensive tool. The cartouche is fine. What hero would carry that?
I mean, you can take any of the non-unique casters,
wizard heroes. So there's not really a good melee hero to carry that. Right. But you are sitting on you do gain all of the manifestations.
Yeah, in
that you
that
normally
new
would.
way they write it now, where you have to cycle through them.
Yep. Yeah. And for the other 2 spells, both spells are unlimited. One's +1 to wound, and the other's a 5-up ward.
Sure.
Again, like I'm not. I mean, for somebody that doesn't want to dick around with RDP, but they want
Sure.
to play OBR, like
Sure.
right, like this is actually not terrible. Like it's not amazing, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the ponies, and this is a no pony army.
Like
I want to go back
really
to the
like
pink
the
pony
ponies
club,
too.
Tom.
I get it. I do. But here's the deal. For the people who want to play like the Morghast army,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know that this is a terrible build.
No, I mean you could take the Morghast. You do
be.
still have access to the ninjas, right?
Yep.
Who are good.
And you have access to the archers too.
Yes. They can't benefit from the +1 to hit from your artifact, which is a shame. It'd be pretty cool if they could.
They can't benefit from the +1 to wound either.
Yeah.
But again, I don't hate them. Yeah, I mean technically you could also run a bunch of like Immortus Guard and or Stalkers too. Like that would be the other option.
Sure, yeah, the Immortus Guard probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably the Immortus Guard, and then they have the defenses, like the built-in defenses now with the other stuff, that they're actually a really interesting defensive tool.
Sure.
Because now
I think like the Immortus Guard plus like the Harbingers plus the ninjas is probably a viable like mobile light hammer, mobile heavier hammer, anvil combination.
Yeah, it's an interesting set of builds, is what I would say. Like, I don't know that I would like gun for it, but it has my attention. Like, it is something that I think is playable. I don't think it's competitive, but
yeah, playable. I mean, that is the bar for armies of renown, to be sure.
Right. Like, I think it's playable. I don't think it's competitive, but I do think it's playable.
Sure.
Hey,
look, at least one of these 2 wasn't a joke.
Right.
So, I mean, that's progress. Right?
Yep. And like, and the reality is like looking back again at Arkan, like Arkan's not a terrible model.
No, he's not. Arkan is perfectly good. Yes. He's perfectly good.
And so when you combine that with the Null Myriad, which is his gig, like again, I don't hate it.
No, somebody asked, can they blah 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 blah, can archers benefit from artifacts with the Liege Mortec? Any non-unique Ossiarch Bonereapers Wizard heroes, and then any Ossiarch Bonereapers infantry units. I mean, I'm assuming this means you can't take the foot heroes, but I guess technically he is an Ossiarch Bonereapers infantry unit. I wonder if that's like a misprint where you can take the Liege Mortec guy on foot, or if they intended for you to be able to do that. I guess I don't know. Maybe. So, it says up here that like your heroes are have to be wizard heroes, but I don't know if this meant to exclude them or not. So.
Can you take the Bone Tide Nexus if
you
you're
still
in
get the
a
Nexus.
sub-factor?
Yes, you still get the Nexus. Yes.
Okay. So you get the teleport on the shrine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can play Ring Around the Rosie.
They can't teleport around the shrine. You can.
Yes, correct. It shuts off. It's a fun switcheroo, right? Like you can teleport around it, they can't. So.
When did that thing start attacking? That's what I want to know.
Right now, like literally this minute. They woke up 5 minutes ago. Somebody walked near it and suddenly that thing swung and they were like, wait, what? I've been fighting around these things for like 20 years.
Well, what you didn't know is that, they were occasionally doing mortal wounds. That was actually the sword.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Fair enough. Yes. That's true. You can like, if it didn't mean to, I assume there'll be an FAQ that says that adds non-hero to this thing, to any non-hero Ossiarch Bonereapers infantry units, right? I assume that will get FAQ'd because that seems pretty clear that was their intent. Because otherwise they would have just said, take them all, right? They would have just said any Otherwise, this would just say any non-unique Ossiarch Bonereapers heroes. They wouldn't put wizard in here. Right?
Well, that's not true because they wanted to make sure that like they might maybe okay if you take foot heroes, but just no cav heroes.
Okay. Any non-unique Ossiarch Bonereaper infantry heroes or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure that they intended for Catacross to be included in this army.
Absolutely, for sure. Yes, definitely. With Archon being forced to lead the thing, I'm definitely sure they intended Catacross to be in this thing. Yeah, for sure. Given that he is not Null Myriad. So we'll see what I'm sure this will have an FAQ.
Do you remember when units used to have sub-faction keywords?
I do remember that. Pepperidge Farm remembers. All right, Tom. So what do we think of this overall?
I mean, it's playable. Some people have fun with it. I don't think it's a hyper competitive book, but I don't think that it's a broken book. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, like in general, I like that they got RDP back. I don't hate the design. I think the abilities are pretty decent. You know, I think that I think there are some units that are really interesting. I think the new like little ninja bone guys are actually way more interesting than I thought they were going to be originally and are priced very effectively. I think the cav is good. I think the shooters are good. The new triaxes. I think they've got a lot of gas in the tank. I think stuff like the crawler has some potential play for sure. To me, like I think the Morghast are still fine and can certainly do some work. Overall, I think there's some units that are just like a bit up costed, like a bit too expensive for what they are. I don't think it's doing anything that amazing. I think it's living in the shadow of like the Tzeentch and LRL books that were both really, really interesting and fun and had a lot of like really weird stuff going on.
Really good.
And this just doesn't have any of that kind of thing, right? It's just very like bread and butter, basic stuff going on. Take some units. They just kind of hopefully through your use of RDP and that they play the game pretty well. I do think a lot of people are going to take Catacross just to get at that 10 RDP. But honestly, I think the Liege build is the stronger build. So
that'll be interesting.
You know, there you go. Overall, I mean, I'd say it's a good book. I still think it's in probably the top quartile of books written in this edition, but it's pretty like boring. If I'm just like examining the mechanics, I think like, okay, it works. There's some fun power pairs. It seems like it's got play. It seems like it's competitive, but not crazy. Like you're going to be able to give a good game. You know, there you go. Yeah, Beardo said, "Are you thinking 3-2, 4-1 if you're good?" Yeah, that's probably something like that. Probably in the 3-2 range again. Yes, it's definitely in that space. All right.
Sounds about
right. I think it's a shame that Mortec Guard are like they show up. They're marked present. Again, like I think maybe you have a unit of them and nothing more. But I do like that the new shooters are interesting. And like I said, I think there's plenty of units here. There's some interesting heroes, stuff like that. So yeah, all in all, good, not great.
Yeah, it's fine.
There you go. All right, cool. Hey everyone, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the super chatters. Thank you everybody who liked. If you didn't hit like yet, you're still watching. What are you doing with your life? Hit that button. Come on now. Look how easy that is to just click that button. I just did it. Right here. I'm watching. I clicked like. So there you go. Hit those things. Don't forget to check out other stuff down in the description. You can find links to everything that we talked about earlier. You can support the show. You can pick up your hobby supplies. Use our affiliate links. It's very helpful. You can check out the new podcast this week, both Snarlcast with Uncle Adam talking about the history of wargaming over the last 40 years. That new episode of Snarlcast is out, and John and I in Fireball the Gazebo are talking about how to make your best first adventure. Really important. The first adventure sets the tone for the whole campaign. So we're talking about a lot of that. Beardo says, if C's Get Degrees was a book. There you go. Yes. And of course, there's Patreon and the merch store and all that stuff. Check it all out. Hit those links. It does help us support the show a lot. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, we will be back next Wednesday. And don't forget, the most important thing you can do is never, ever forget to start rolling dice.